Welcome, fight fans, to another exciting night of boxing live from the Doubletree Hotel in California. Tonight, Santa Ana's Erick Ituarte returns to face a tough out, Jose Estrella, in a match that could have world title repercussions. Welcome inside the Doubletree. I'm Bethel Duran, alongside the editor-in-chief of Ring Magazine, Doug Fisher, and we're coming to you from a sold-out and steamy Doubletree, one of the best club shows in the country. Doug, you can feel the good atmosphere.
Absolutely. I love the way this place just fills up, and as it fills up with fans, the energy and the enthusiasm also fills these halls.
So this is how it works. We'll have 5 fights coming your way. We interact with you. If the first time you're watching it, I'm pulling out my phone because we actually use our phone.
He can multitask.
Yeah, we do. If you want to have any question for Doug Fisher, send it to him. Tweet him.
Ask me anything.
Ask whatever you want.
Try to keep it clean, though.
No, we have a good audience.
So.
We have a good audience. So whatever comment you have, leave it out there. Interact, share, like. We have 5 fights coming your way. We have a fighter making his pro debut in our first fight. He's coming from England. He trains in Santa Ana. Then we have a heavyweight on the card. Henry Ramirez has 3 fighters on the card, but the main event is one I'm interested in seeing. Jose Estrella, a gatekeeper from Tijuana, takes on Erick Ituarte from Santana. Ituarte only 1 loss on his record, but he's knocking on the doors, isn't he, Doug?
He's got a good record. He has 20 wins, just 1 loss, 1 draw, only 3 knockouts. Okay. So he's had to develop an all-around game. That's what I like about him. He's a really good little featherweight technician in there. He's been well-schooled. He has a good boxing IQ. He's got heart. He has to be because he doesn't have that eraser. He doesn't have the knockout power punch. And he's mature for a 24-year-old. He's dealt with some issues. He had some back injuries that really made him realize that this boxing career, it could end at any time. So he realizes that he needs to live his dream right here and now. He wants to fight for a world title this year. Now, a year ago, he was ranked in the WBO. He was as high as number 5. Because of that inactivity, he slid out of the top 10. Well, to get back on the board, he has to not only win tonight, he has to look good.
You got to look good at the Doubletree. You got to shot. Look, Doug's looking good. I'm looking good. Now it's time for you to look good on the Facebook. Share it and let people know. And if you don't have the Facebook, we also have it on the YouTube page, so you'll be interacting with us, and we'll get everything going for you. Dougie Fisher's where you want to tweet him. I'm Duran Sports, and all that will come your way. But you know the man looking really good, always sharp, Doug. That's Sonny Franco. He's in the middle of the ring right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Tonight, Thompson Boxing Promotions likes to welcome you to the Doubletree Hotel in Ontario, California. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some fantastic fights lined up for you this evening. The fighters are ready, the corners are ready. There's only one question left to ask, and that is, Ontario, are you ready? Let's get the action underway. Please welcome out of the red corner from Lancaster, California. Please welcome Devontae D-Mac McCowen.
Making his pro debut, walking in, Devontae McCowen. D-Mac is his nickname. You see that on his jacket. From Lancaster, California, about an hour's north of downtown Los Angeles. Antelope Valley Boxing Club. Always got to give respect to anybody willing to get in the ring, especially making your pro debut.
Especially when you start late.
Yep.
He didn't find boxing until he was 17, and that's pretty late. Didn't have much of an amateur career either. In fact, I won't call it a career. He had 5 bouts.
Yeah.
He won 1 of them.
And now please welcome his opponent out of the blue corner from Brighton, UK. Here is Chris, the Irish Mexican Crowley.
He's got an elaborate ring walk, making his pro debut, Chris Crowley.
Well, he's traveled a long way.
Yeah, from Santa Ana. So this is his Irish song, Dirty Old Town by the Pokes, coming into. He's from Brighton, England. Mother is Irish. He has an Irish passport, so he identifies with the Irish side of his family. You see the man with the Patriots cap?
Hector Lopez.
Yeah.
And Lopez is the reason he's here in the United States.
Yep. Irish-Mexican. They hooked up about 6 years ago in the amateurs. Hector has a lot of amateurs. Said to stay in contact. Said when I turn pro, I want you in my corner. And he's been in the United States for 9 weeks getting ready for this. So Thompson Boxing having an eye on him. Not many pro fights, only had 36. A lot of that said in England they have a lot of pre-matches where they don't have the headgear.
Oh, I see. So that's his amateur experience.
Yep.
It's under 40 bouts. Probably regional of that part of London.
Yeah, but he's been fighting for a while.
And he's been training and sparring out here in Southern California.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We're coming to you from the DoubleTree Hotel in Ontario, California, where tonight Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present the Locked and Loaded. We begin tonight's event with the first bout of the evening, scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the lightweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Carla Cais, Fernando Villarreal, and Max DeLuca. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Wayne Hedgepeth. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting under the red corner. He stepped to the ring tonight wearing the white trunks trimmed with blue. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 131.1 ready pounds. Tonight, he makes his professional debut. Ladies and gentlemen, from Lancaster, California, please welcome Devontae D-Mac McCowen. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He stepped in the ring tonight wearing the green trunks with gold. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed in officially at 134.7 pounds. Tonight, he too makes his professional debut. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us all the way from Brighton, UK, introducing Chris, the Irish-Mexican Crowley. Once again, your referee, Wayne Hedgepeth, to give the final instructions.
Okay, we good here? You got your instructions in your dressing room? Obey my commands at all times and above all protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves and come out.
Look at the tail of the tape for this one, Dougie. Our first bout of the night.
Well, I can tell you even before the graphic that McCowen's a little bit taller. Yeah, 5'10", tall for a junior lightweight/lightweight, 2 inches taller than Crowley. They're the same age at 25. The reach is basically the same. McCowen, a slight advantage.
What up, Jesus Aldana, too, saying can't go wrong with Beto and Doug. Here we go. Friday night action coming your way from the sold-out DoubleTree. Chris Crowley, the Irish-Mexican, the nickname. D-Mac, Devontae McCowen in the white and blue. Both of them making their pro debut. A lot of respect to these 2 young men to get in the ring.
Let's see if Crowley fights more Mexican or more Irish.
Angel Diaz, late start, bro. It's 8 o'clock. We're here for you. Strong right hand by Crowley, eaten by D-Mac.
McCowen's got the slight reach advantage. He's the taller man. Let's see if he can utilize that. It's being crowded right now by Crowley.
Nuestro gran amigo Miguel Cubos, heavyweight, cruiserweight, fan favorite. Saludos de San Luis Potosí.
Anytime you have guys making their pro debut, there's going to be a lot of nerves in the ring. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of energy that they have to burn off. And I saw McCowen land a right cross on the inside. And there was a nice hook. Nice hook from D-Mac.
McCowen grew up in the Crenshaw area of Southern California before moving to Palmdale. Beats a hand from Crowley. He's got the green and gold trunks. Crowley's been boxing since he was a kid. BMX said, Doug, he saw a video of Floyd Mayweather, put it on Google, he said, let me find a boxing gym. That's what he did in 2011.
He's got some tools. It makes you wonder how polished he could have been had he started 10 years earlier. But it's tough. This is a tough sport if you start as a high school junior.
He said he would go to the gyms and train. It wasn't fighting. He had to learn. Crowley with a nice left hook.
It's a nice jab to the chest from Crowley.
Arnold Dindon, what's happening, Arnold? Aloha.
Both of these young men are beginning to settle down a little bit and relax.
That's the thing when you're a pro, right? For the first time.
That's the most important thing.
Slow down.
And don't get over anxious. Don't crowd yourself.
You can only spar so much.
And try to pace yourself as well. Don't try to throw every punch in the book. A nice short cross landed by Crowley.
Final seconds of the opening round. Good back and forth action between two young fighters making their pro debut. See what they're saying on Facebook. Andre Barrera, Thompson Boxing coming through again. You know it. We do. Once again, this isn't your traditional broadcast. Katie Sheridan, what's happening? George Rodriguez, hi Joe Pahar. Joe Pahar's not watching this, man. Marian Campos, I'm cheering for you, Chris. Chris Crowley has a good little following here.
He's got some fans already?
Yeah, so
Wow.
his mom and uncle and girlfriend came over from Brighton, England. But because he's been training in the United States for the last 9 weeks, he's been with Hector Lopez at the TKO Boxing in Santa Ana.
Right.
Hector has Ryan Rios, Alexis Rocha, some good pros. Also Erick Ituarte, who's on the main event tonight.
Correct.
They took him to Robert Garcia's gym in Moreno Valley, where he sparred Virgil Ortiz.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, one time. They took him.
So we know Crowley's brave.
Yeah, they took him to Legends Gym, where he sparred Johnny Gonzalez and Ruben Torres.
Yeah, Johnny Gonzalez. Is there going to be a fighter as experienced as that Mexican veteran? Oh my goodness. I think that guy's got 80 fights.
Yep, and he's now with Manny Robles. TKO on the back of the trunks of Crowley.
So because of this experience, we know he's got more amateur bouts and this gym experience that he's got. I expected Crowley to be more polished than McCowen, but I don't see that much of a difference between the two, to be quite honest.
Crowley is just raw. I mean, McCowen is just raw.
Yeah, they both are.
Andre Barrera. Steve came in here, man. He went to ESPN, and he's all big time. Him and Dan Rayfield hanging out at Jimmy's Corner.
Jimmy's Corner, right.
We got Doug Fisher here, and everybody wants to talk about Big Baby Miller. We'll get to that.
Yes, we will.
Scuba Mark, what's happening? Great channel. Danny Zamora, manager, trainer for Ruben Torres and Michael Dutchover. Where you at, Danny? You should be here.
McCowen's going to have to watch out for that short right cross from Crowley. It's a punch he delivers well. He just got to get his timing together.
It's set up for you. The right hand goes in easy.
And both guys right now, they don't have the proper distance on their punches. They're letting their punches go at the wrong time and in the wrong position. Ooh, nice left hook landed by McCowen. Wow.
Just raw, real raw. 4 amateur bouts, right?
There's some athleticism there. He's quick, and he's found a home for his left hook.
Yeah.
But he's got to be careful not to drop his right hand when he lets that left go.
Lands a good shot, does McCowen.
He put a right hand behind the left. I'm seeing some instincts from McCowen in this round.
McCowen said when he got into the gym finally and they realized, hey, you have something. And I think that's also a good thing, because when you don't know any better, you don't have those bad habits. And trainer was telling me that he was a good listener.
What did I tell you about that right cross? McCowen has to watch out from the straight right from Crowley. That's his one good punch, I would say.
I like that the African-American fighter has a Mick last name.
I know. D-Mac. If he wins tonight, he can officially change his name to D-Mac.
There you go.
Got a nice
Second
ring to
round,
it.
winding down. D-Mac coming strong here. Good action between the two. Yeah, Andre Barrera, Steve Kim did go Hollywood. You would too for the Disney 401k plan. It's really good. Angel Diaz, love the commentating. Boxing should always be on a Friday night. I agree with you, man. And as always, our security blanket, Linus Esquire checking in.
What's up, Linus?
Brandon Falls. What's happening? Checking in. Felix Juice Camacho, Team Dutch over. Dutch over bringing it here, man, so we're going to ignore him. Let's see here. Somebody checking in from Japan. RJ with the weak Cantinflas joke. Shout out to the Bay Area. Harry's Yankees.
Be first, be first.
Those are the comments coming in from the YouTube page. Will Hamilton saying shout out to Oscar Torres, who fights in the next bout. He takes out Thomas Hawkins, the heavyweight.
There you go, D-Mac. Good job.
Now, Danny Zamora brings up a good point, Doug. What about conditioning for these young fighters?
We're going to find out if they've got it over the second half of this four-rounder.
Yeah, those lungs start burning a little bit, right?
You know, Crowley's getting hit with a lot of shots.
Yes, he is.
He needs to work on his head movement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I scored round 2 from McCowen. And so far here in round 3, I think McCowen's ahead. He's teeing off. And he has an upright stationary target.
What up, Carlos Brewer? Get that mic drop beer going. Trying to load up his Crowley in the green trunks. Left, and D-Mac rolls with it.
Crowley's been loading up with his left hook. He hasn't yet put his left hook together with his right cross. If he does that, he has a nice lead right cross. If he puts those punches together, he can make something happen here. He might be able to turn the tide. He needs to make something happen because he took too many punches in the first minute of this round.
Body work from Crowley. First time really seeing the attack to the body from Crowley. D-Mac has shown he could take some punches. McCowen in the white and blue. First bout of the night from the DoubleTree in Ontario. Sold out crowd with a oohs and ahs. This is how you open a club show in May.
This is a good matchup. These guys are very evenly matched.
Yeah, and it's a pro debut. Usually your debut, you get a cupcake. All right, Thompson. Right hand from Crowley. Another strong right hand from Crowley.
And both guys are getting hit with punches they shouldn't get hit with.
Both guys with their mouth open.
Nice pair of right hands from D-Mac.
Yep, for a fighter who only has 5 amateur fights in McCowen.
And a late start.
Yeah, doesn't look like it.
No.
He's keeping that right hand up. Nice.
Yeah, he's got some talent, and I think he's a little bit faster, and I think there's a little more snap on the end of D-Mac's punches than Crowley.
Right hand from Crowley, answered by McCowen.
McCowen needs to start moving that head and upper body the way he did in the first 2 rounds because he got hit a little bit too much in this round.
Now he's winging.
Tough round to score, to be quite honest.
What's up, Charles Bossiker? Manager, matchmaker extraordinaire.
Who was that?
Charles Bossiker.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Charles? What's up, Charles?
Up next, Oscar Torres, Thomas Hawkins, heavyweights. Jared McGlinchey. Why would you turn pro so fast? Because he's 25.
Now or never.
Yep.
And guys like this, they're doing this to live out a dream.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's an experience. An experience that very few human beings have.
Doug, I'm going to throw a name. This guy says, Crowley reminds me of Billy Irish Collins Jr.
Yeah, he's a tragic figure in boxing. He's the guy who lost the fight to Luis Resto because Resto had taken horsehair out of the gloves, got his eyes all messed up, fell into a depression, and died in a car accident not long after that. And Luis Resto went to jail along with Panama Lewis. And yeah, I see the resemblance. I see it.
That's coming from Angel Diaz. Good comment, Angel. Keep it coming. Fourth and final round.
Expect both guys to empty the tank. They have to.
And they're doing it.
Yes, they are.
Especially D-Mac, Devontae McCowen.
Yeah, this is not the finer points of the sweet science, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rock'em Sock'em Robots. This is what it's come to.
Pepe Alcaraz Jr. saludos desde Matamoros, Mexico. Cesar Garcia checking in.
Now, on my scorecard, Crowley needs to win this fourth round in order to salvage a draw, because I scored rounds 2 and 3 for McCowen.
Back to work, back to work. Be first.
That lead right hand from Crowley has been his best punch all fight. Just needs to mix it with something else. And he needs to duck a few shots every now and then. That would help.
McCowen's corner, his trainer Don Dinkins, has a hat that says ass kicking attitude. That's why they got the AKA on the side of his truck.
That's what it stands for.
Yep. Ass kicking attitude. That's where McCowen's coming in. Crowley, McCowen.
I think D-Mac has that attitude.
Real quiet. Both these guys real quiet.
Yeah.
Fun fighters though.
Yes. Crowley's got that attitude too. Both guys are working very hard.
Carlos Bowie, yes, the next Thompson show will be May 10th. The Omega Products in Corona. If you plan on going, buy tickets now. It's going to sell out very quickly. Michael Dutch over. Ruben Villa on the card. Strong right hand from Crowley. Another good right hand from Crowley. As with fighters who are making their pro debut.
Crowley's got more of a body attack of the two novices. But every time he touches D-Mac's body, he gets touched upstairs. D-Mac's getting a little wild.
Yep.
Still landing, though.
These guys are making their debut, though? Jeez.
They got a lot of heart, and this is the quintessential club fight right here. This is what fans come to see.
This is fun.
I'm entertained. I can appreciate a fight like this. I appreciate effort.
There's many fighters who are 10-0 that wouldn't take a fight like this.
Absolutely.
What up, Ruckus? You're watching a good one right now. Fourth and final round between Chris Crowley, Devontae McCowen. And you can hear the crowd. Hey, good job. I'm clapping for these guys. Very entertaining.
They are worthy. They
Very
delivered.
entertaining fight.
They
Joe
delivered.
Cortez, how you doing? Have a great night of boxing. I'm Jabber, heart and soul. You know what? These kind of guys maybe made $1,000 tonight.
Maybe.
After taxes and you pay your corner, maybe. And you know what? They win all out compared to some guys that are going to be making $100,000 this weekend.
When you put them into context, the fact that they didn't have much of an amateur background, they're both latecomers to the sport. They were both willing to face somebody of equal level.
Yep.
You really appreciate their effort. You don't get so caught up in their technical ability. We knew they weren't going to have a lot of that. They had a lot of heart, though. They made up for it with spirit.
Yep. Angel Diaz, boxing will never be dead as long as we have fights like this and fans like the ones tuning in. You know what?
It's true.
If you're watching that, you're a hardcore fan, man. Like, we respect, we appreciate it. That's why we interact with you guys so much. Jorge Acosta, El Yu, what's happening?
But this was a real club show fight. This is, you come to the club show, maybe you're not a hardcore boxing fan, you see a fight like this, you have a good time, You start watching boxing.
Yep.
You learn more about the sport. You become a diehard.
These kind of fights, Doug, as you've taught me over the years, the first 10 fights for a prospect are gimmies. They're layups, they're bunnies, and you won't get tested until later. These dudes got tested tonight in the first round. And they'll learn more from this than if they were to face tomato cans that you're just knocking out right away in 30 seconds.
That's true.
It looks great for your Instagram,
It
but
does.
what's it going to do for your career?
Oh, we know what kind of character these men have.
Oh, yeah.
They don't give up.
Sal Sanchez, amateur, what's happening? You're watching. You're going to be fighting May 10th. You better get ready for some fighter interviews. Candyman Boxing, what's happening, Candy? Let's go to
Candyman.
Tony Franco.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 exciting rounds of action to the judges' scorecards, we go for the official decision. Max DeLucas, he's hit 37 to 39. While Carla Caiz and Fernando Villarreal both see the bout 38 to 38, declaring this bout a majority draw.
I'm okay with it.
That's what I had.
You had that?
I had Crowley winning the first and the fourth round, and I had McCowen winning the second and third.
Look at their faces. Both of them disappointed in
Yeah.
a draw. I like
At this
that
time, please welcome
attitude
inside
right
the
there.
ring, present the winners with their awards.
These guys fought at 134 pounds, Greg Hackett, and they're both going to be going down to 130 for their next fight. I want to see more of both of them.
Yeah, McCowen was almost 130. He was like 131 and
Yeah.
some change. And if he can get down and be healthy at 130 pounds with his height, jeez.
Yeah.
He's a difficult out for any junior lightweight on the club level.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me qualify that statement.
But you know what? This is something where a fight like this for a fighter like Devontae McCowen, it's going to build him up a little bit, and now he can get some more work.
Yes.
Because if he gets blown out, nobody wants to see this.
He put on a show. Both guys are going to be in demand.
Andre Brewer, you're right. They both look tall for 130. He's McCowen 5'9". Juan Elizalde, nice watching you guys. Nice fights, of course. We have 4 more coming your way. Oscar Torres, Thomas Hawkins is next in the heavyweight division. You're going to give the cameras on us, man? All right.
And maybe these guys, get a win or two under their belt, and then they can run it back. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch.
You know they'll want another one. I'm Bethany Rand. That's Doug Fisher. We're at the DoubleTree in Ontario. Thanks for all the comments that are coming through on the Facebook. Do us a favor, share them. There's people not watching them because they don't know you're doing it. Or tell a friend. Or tell the people you don't like. Tell Steve Kim. He's at Jimmy's Corner right now. Why don't you guys all
You can watch it.
Everybody tweet Steve Kim. Tell him that we don't miss him on the Thompson Show, and Doug is fantastic. But right now, Doug, let's take advantage of you being here. You run a feature called Dougie's Mailbag.
That's
Fridays
right.
and Mondays. What's been the theme lately from people writing into you?
Well, Terrence Crawford has been a theme. And last week we had Vasily Lomachenko. So whenever Vasily Lomachenko and Terrence Crawford fight on back-to-back weekends, everyone's talking about pound for pound. Because some people have Lomachenko number 1, and I agree with that, and so does Ring Magazine. And others have Terrence Crawford as number 1 pound for pound. We got him number 2. I won't argue with anybody who has Bud Crawford pound for pound number 1.
You have a number 1?
No, I have Lomachenko
You have
number
Lomachenko
1.
number 1.
But I don't, you know what, I'm just happy we have fighters that good in this era who are active. I'm glad we have Canelo Alvarez and Triple G and the monster from Japan, Naoya Inoue, and Alexander Usyk, the cruiserweight champion. We got a lot of good fighters.
And
if you want to say those guys are number 1 pound for pound in your book, I won't even argue with you.
Well, you can argue on the Facebook. Keep your comments coming.
That's what it's there for.
Don't argue with Sonny Franco, though. He always looks smooth.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the action going once again. Please welcome out of the red corner from Houston, Texas, here is the Conqueror, Thomas Hawkins.
Heavyweight, H-Town's finest. This is Thomas Hawkins coming in, making his first fight in California. He's 4-3, got 1 KO. And his daughter will be watching this fight tomorrow. Aeneas, she's 10 years old. Shout out to her. This is her dad making his way to the ring.
He's a southpaw, which is kind of rare for the big men. You don't see as many southpaws at heavyweight as you do in the lighter weight classes.
Oh, Doug, they're coming to get you right now. No Errol Spence. Are you nuts?
Errol Spence is top 5. He's in there. I mean, his best win is against a lightweight. I mean, we do have to qualify that. He beat an elite fighter in Mikey Garcia. But
And now please welcome his opponent, making his way to the ring out of the blue corner from Rialto, California. Please welcome Oscar Torres.
Got fancy ring walk entrances now at Thompson Boxing. Commission walking with him. Hey, that Everlast robe looks sweet. If you're wearing Everlast, you know you're looking all right. Ernie Gavion, make sure his fighter's looking all good.
it is a nice robe.
Yeah. Oh, you got Henry behind him. You know Henry used to train Chris Arreola.
So he knows heavyweights.
He knows Mexican
And,
heavyweights.
and everything is easy after Chris, I'm sure.
There it is.
Everybody's a walk in the park.
Oscar Torres. Good crowd here for him. He's 4-0. Monchu, what's happening? Label dude checking in. ¿Qué onda, mijo? Sonny Franco.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the DoubleTree Hotel in Ontario, California, Thompson Boxing Promotions continues on with the next bout of the evening, scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the heavyweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Carla Caiz, Fernando Villarreal, and Max DeLuca. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Tony Krebs. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stepped in the ringside wearing the blue trunks with white. When he stepped onto the scale, he weighed officially at 253.6 solid pounds. As a professional, his record stands 4 wins against 3 defeats. One of those wins coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Houston, Texas, please welcome the Conqueror, Thomas Hawkins. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He stepped in the ringside wearing the red trunks trimmed with white. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 214.4 ready pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. 4 wins with 0 losses. One of those victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Rialto, California, introducing Oscar Torres. Once again, the referee in charge, Tony Krebs, is going to final instructions.
Touch gloves, go back and look for the bell.
Look at the tail of the tape for the heavyweights.
Yeah, Torres is a little bit younger. He's a little bit taller by 2 inches, and he also has a slight reach advantage.
Last time we saw Torres in the ring, Steve Kim was saying maybe he can go down to cruiserweight. He's got a frame. But Henry Ramirez told me, no, we're going to make him a heavyweight, keep it going. Got to add some pounds.
That's where the money is.
Yep.
And that's where the glory is.
As Henry said, if you can get a Mexican heavyweight, you can sell him.
He knows something about that.
Yep.
He and Chris Arreola did quite well. They were quite a team. They had a very good run. And it's not over. Arreola just had a win. Wasn't that on the undercard of Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia?
Yep.
Took out a prospect. And he understands he's got that gatekeeper role now. He understands he had his day as a top contender and a title challenger.
Yeah.
He still wants to do it, so more power to Chris.
214 is what Torres weighs, and the plan is to get him heavier
Really?
at 6'4".
I mean, I guess he has a frame where he can.
He could put some on.
Yeah.
Not too much. Maybe,
right-
maybe another 5 pounds.
Right, the right training regimen, the right diet.
He also has a real job.
What's that?
Works. He didn't tell me that, but he has a real job.
He just said I got a real. You believed him?
Yeah, no, Henry told me.
You took his word for it.
Well, Henry told me because
Hey man, I got a real job. Hey, he's got a real body attack.
Yeah.
Nice.
because he has a real job. His training regimen with Henry is different. As a strong left hook from Thomas Hawkins.
Yeah, see, like I said, lefties who are heavyweights are kind of rare. So when a heavyweight gets in there, especially a young heavyweight, an inexperienced heavyweight gets in there with somebody boxing out of that southpaw stance, that first left hand is probably a bit of a shock.
This is a working man's fight tonight. Thomas Hawkins has two jobs. He works in a warehouse, but he has another regular 9 to 5 to support his 10-year-old daughter.
I see Torres likes to switch to southpaw.
Yeah.
One of these fighters that switches back and forth. I like his body attack. It's fast. It's fast and accurate, and I like his glove placement. I like how he holds Torres. I like how he holds his gloves. His hands are in position to block incoming shots, and he's pretty decent at picking off punches.
As Henry said, the reason they turned Torres pro later, he said he's known him for a long time. He started boxing at the age of 14 to Torres, but he also a basketball player in high school. So with a heavyweight, you can turn him pro late.
It's true. They mature a lot slower than the lighter weight classes.
Yeah. He said there's no rush with the heavyweights.
He's absolutely right.
Good combination from Torres in the red.
Hey, Torres has got some decent hand speed.
Attacking the body is Torres. Pro Torres crowd warming up here at the DoubleTree in Ontario as the first round winds down in our second bout of the night. Peter Arredondo, Los Mochis, Sinaloa. ¿Qué pasó? Allá con los Caneros. Robert Todd, I agree with you. Body, body, body. Ray Rodes, the commentators are really good. No. We great, man. No need to scale back. We take all the compliments. See here. Doug, what is the WBO situation with Munguia?
I think
Looking for a write-up
I think
of the-
Dennis Hogan's team is lobbying the WBO to force an immediate rematch. I
Okay.
think that's what he's talking about. Either that or Munguia is thinking about abdicating that title to go up to middleweight. That's possible. And that was a controversial fight.
Gail Beery, yes, this is live on YouTube. Some of the other comments I'm not going to read.
I didn't think the Munguia-Hogan fight was highway robbery, though. I thought it was a fight that could have gone either way. The 116-112 card for Munguia was that was a slap in the face.
See, now these guys are saying Andre Barrera, Torres has nice hands, he's quick, maybe he should try cruiserweight. But Doug just told you guys there's no money
It's true.
in cruiserweights.
I mean, there is money, but you gotta move to Europe.
I mean, I'm cool with it. But there's no tortillas in Europe, so I'm all right.
You know, he's 6'4". If they feel like with the right regimen they can put maybe another 10 pounds on him, that's good.
Oh,
He's
Scott,
got some athleticism. I like his balance. I mean, you could tell he was a basketball player. I like his footwork. I like his hand speed. You know, maybe it's better to be a smaller but quicker heavyweight than a drained cruiserweight.
Scott
Why
King,
risk it?
Yep. Let's go back to Munguia. Scott King says there was no post-drug test after the Munguia-Hogan.
That doesn't surprise me.
As a baseball player friend of mine would say, Mexico, bro.
Exactly. You know what? I didn't want to say it, but
I'll say it.
It's a bit of a gamble with those Mexican commissions. It really is. And there's also some controversy with Munguia's Mexico promoter,
was on the judges
Fernando
and-
Beltran Zanfer. Yeah, hovering over the judges. That's not a good look.
Body
Wow.
work from Torres. That is a good look
Yeah.
here in the second round.
He's cracking right hooks from the southpaw stance. Now he switches back to an orthodox stance, rips off a quick combination. You see how that right hand stays right by that chin, right by that beard.
Misses big with that uppercut, but moves around.
Yeah, Torres is giving Hawkins a lot to think about. Sorry, Hawkins.
Yep, second bout of the night, Thomas Hawkins. He was once a pharmacy student at the University of Houston, Doug. Found out he was going to be a father, went straight to work. I think the pharmacy business looking pretty good right now.
That's good work.
Torres, he's not sneaky fast, right, for being so big?
Well, I mean, if you look at his chest and his midsection, you say, okay, he's not very athletic or he's not in great shape, so you're not expecting athleticism. You're not expecting speed and snap and reflexes, but he's got that. And I'm seeing some poise from Torres too.
Yeah, his footwork is nice.
Hawkins is keeping his composure as well. He's not overwhelmed yet.
Jason Cofred. Yeah, this is live. I'm calling you out right now.
Are people asking that? Is this live?
Yeah, well,
is this
because
live?
what it is, people share it and they run across it, but they don't know if they're watching an old fight or
I see.
Championship Boxing is back April 26th at the LA Forum. Srisakat Sorong Visai versus Mexico's Juan Francisco Estrada. Plus LA's Danny Roman in a world title unification. Tickets start at just $30 and can be purchased by visiting Ticketmaster.com.
Back here at the DoubleTree in Ontario, Jason Cofed says, thanks, mate. So where are you watching us from right now? Robert Todd brings up Buster Douglas because guys are talking about the midsections right now on
That's
the Facebook.
true. Yeah, he always had a spare tire, even when he was in the best shape of his life, but he had some hands. Beautiful, fluid, fast combinations.
Hector Vega says, Thompson with the fancy commercials now. Man, I'm telling you, you bring in Doug Fisher, get rid of Steve Kim, we go next level, bro. We're even wearing shoes.
I can't wait for that show, though. 1 week, and that's a hometown. That's a home game for me.
Manda Murillo. What does Art do? Nobody knows. Saludos, viejo. Go work on that 68 of yours. Yeah. Next Friday, Inglewood, Daniel Roman on the card. Rungvisai, Estrada. I mean, I'm really there for Daniel Roman.
Well, with Roman versus TJ Doheny, you have two of the best junior featherweights in the world. And with Srisaket Rungvisai and Juan Francisco Estrada, you definitely have the top two junior bantamweights.
Watching the heavyweights right now. It's fourth round. Third round, scheduled for 4. Albert Baker, Instant Boxing checking in. What's up? As Hawkins' right eye is closing.
Yeah, he got nailed with the 2 straight rights from Torres. Laser accurate from Torres. Torres moving really well. 2-piece to the body. Comes up short with that right cross. Lead left hook. Kind of doing a shoulder roll sort of stance as he walks Hawkins.
Hawkins covering up against the ropes. Yeah. Body work from Torres. Left hook from Torres.
Hawkins is having some trouble with his vision.
Yep. He's getting caught. That right eye, he's blinking.
And you wonder if doubts are setting in, how much more he wants to take of this. Torres is not a heavy puncher, but you could tell he's a stinging puncher. That was a borderline body shot. Everybody needs to calm down. Come on.
See, on this broadcast,
you got your big boys. Come on now. Jeez.
Thompson Boxing, Doug will let you know, bro. On another broadcast, we're all super professional.
That's true. We keep those opinions to ourselves.
Yeah. Hit him with a 2-piece in the biscuit. Man. Little Digital Underground close to him. Sonny Fredrickson next week on the zone. What does that mean?
Stop.
Chris Bird they're bringing up right now.
Chris Bird. Well, that was a southpaw heavyweight. He was sensational.
Javier Huerta
Because
watching us in Paris.
Chris Bird, I don't think ever weighed heavier than what Torres is now. He was about 6'2", and he fought all of these monsters who were solid 250 pounds, 270 pounds, 6'6", 6'7". He fought them. He beat most of them. Fought the Klitschko brothers.
Yeah.
Fought Vladimir twice. Fought David Tua. Beat David Tua.
That's right. That Tua fight was fun to watch.
Fought Ike Ibeabuchi when nobody would step in with that Nigerian nightmare. And fought Jamil McCline and Andrew Galata. Guys who had like 50, 60 pounds on them. Crazy. maybe the bravest fighter I ever covered.
Really?
Chris Bird, yeah.
There's a good shot landed by Torres, final seconds. Regal Alfaro, when are we going back to Salinas? I think it's in the plans, but it depends on Ruben Villa. And nothing against Salinas, but if Ruben Villa looks good May 10th, I don't think he's going back to Salinas, man. He's on to bigger and better. Big shows, 4th round of action. Up next, Louis Lopez, Daniel Perales. Lopez is somebody that Thompson Boxing is really interested in. They're building him nicely. Perales should be a good test. Hector Vega says, I was watching the De La Hoya Caballero fight the other day. Your guys commentating. That's right, Diego De La Hoya against Randy Caballero.
Oh, yeah.
Shutout.
Right, I thought that was going to be a good fight, and Diego just dominated him.
Angel Diaz. Torres looks like a slimmer, lighter Dom Brazil.
You know, I see it. It's the beard, a little bit with the hair, maybe the eyebrows. I can kind of see that. That's funny.
Brazil was a football player. He was a quarterback.
Yeah, so Brazil's got that modern heavyweight size because he's like 6'6", and he's he could probably carry 260, 250 if he wants.
Miguel Cubos, he's a heavyweight. He'll fight anybody anywhere from San Luis Potosí.
Tell you what, Torres is more nimble than Brazil. Can't crack like Dominic, though.
Dom can't. He had that one fight against that Australian dude, heavyweight, at Staples Center where he got dropped.
Yeah, he's been in some wild fights, Dominic has.
And he went at it with
his only loss is Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
He hung tough with Joshua. That fight made him a better fighter, I think.
Hey, Tio Peps, who's this guy you're talking about?
It's so funny somebody brought up Dominic Brazil because I was looking at Torres saying, who does he remind me of? Who's a heavyweight right now? And it was Dominic.
The right eye of Hawkins.
It's really bothering Hawkins.
Yeah, he can't see. Combination from Torres.
And he's getting his head snapped now. Torres has a finisher's instinct, even though he's not a power puncher. Krebs warning him for something.
Crowd trying to will Torres to a stoppage. And Jeffrey jumps in, and that's it.
Tony Krebs has seen enough. Hawkins was doing a good job blocking these punches, but he wasn't fighting back.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. You have to defend yourself. You got to act like you want to stay in there, and I don't think Tony Krebs got that indication from Hawkins.
A 4th round stoppage for Oscar Torres. Quality rounds for the heavyweight, young heavyweight. He improves to 5-0.
I agree, and I want to see Torres again. I actually like watching him fight. I like the hand speed. I like his movement, and I think he's got pretty good craft. He's a decent technician in there.
You know, I'll give a lot of credit to Thomas Hawkins.
Yeah.
He comes from Houston, takes the fight short notice, doesn't have a corner. These are the kind of guys that are the backbone of boxing. Comes to Ontario, picks up a corner, picks up a cut man.
Yeah.
And he's here on his own. And gave Oscar Torres good rounds. That right eye was bothering him since the second. As he falls to 4-4. Goes back to Houston with some money in his pocket for his 10-year-old daughter. And just the kind of guys that young fighters need to go up against. It's a tough way to make a living, Sonny Franco.
It really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 1 minute, 20 seconds of round number 4. Referee Tony Krebs puts a stop to this contest, declaring your winner by way of a knockout. And still undefeated from Rialto, California, Oscar Torres.
So Torres improves to 5-0. Quickly, you know what? A couple people have been asking. We'll take a chance here. Doug, what are your thoughts on Big Baby Miller?
Oh, my God. Okay, go back to kickboxing. How about that? How about call up Dana White and go to mixed martial arts, go to UFC? Because I hear with these kickboxing organizations and the UFC, oh, sorry, come on. It was bothering my throat, man.
You got to look good, baby. You got to look good. No, not you. I'm
But
talking about
Vada,
me.
oh, you.
Yeah.
No, but Vada, Vada's going to, whatever's in your system, it's going to come out with Vada testing.
Yeah, but
Here's what I don't like about Big Baby. He was talking all that crap about Anthony Joshua. He was looking at that bodybuilder's physique with Joshua and calling him things like the Lance Armstrong of boxing. He was casting aspersions when he obviously wasn't clean himself. I mean he hit the trifecta. First, it was like a fat burner type of banned substance. Then it was HGH.
Yep.
And what was the third one?
Something that I can't even say.
You can't even pronounce
Yeah,
it.
it's basically, he was a walking pharmacy.
Are you getting this from GNC? Really?
No.
How do you accidentally ingest all this stuff? It's just too much.
Andre Brewer, send him back to MMA. That's the best thing I've heard. Scott
Right.
King.
Go back to kickboxing.
Scott King, ban him for life. Sean Owens, I'm so mad he tested positive.
Well, hey, how do you think I feel? We were supposed to put the July issue to bed this morning. We had a cover.
No.
We had a cover with Anthony Joshua and Jarrell Miller on it, and a cover story. Guess what? The cover story wasn't about Joshua. It was about Miller. Shouts out to Tom Gray. He interviewed Miller, and Miller was talking like Cassius Clay.
Yep.
Not even Muhammad Ali. He was talking like Cassius Clay before Clay fought Sonny Liston. It was brilliant. It was a 6-page article. We had to toss it. Damn.
You're
So
lucky.
I got to work through the weekend. We got to scramble with this magazine. Thanks to Big Baby. Thank you, Jarrell.
I'm not saying anything right now.
Damn.
Because Doug is hot. Doug is hot right now. Oh, man. Yeah, Scott King, he had the whole, it was EOP.
EOP,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
It was,
That's like it does something to your endurance
yeah,
or whatever.
exactly. I saw the actual name.
I think it allows your blood to carry more oxygen.
Basically, he should have been in the Tour de France the way he was going.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of stuff
Imagine
that he
a
was taking.
300-pound dude on a bike.
Yeah. It
He
was
could probably do it with what he had in his system.
He had $7 million guaranteed. So,
Yeah.
hey, that's enough Big Baby Miller talk right
It
there.
is.
Amir Khan, Bud Crawford. Now, Khan, I give him a lot of credit
Me
for
too.
taking these fights.
Me too.
He fought Canelo.
He doesn't shy away from a challenge. And yeah, he got knocked out from Canelo, but everyone else who's knocked him down, he gets up. Win or lose, he gets up. Canelo's the one guy who hit him and he was out because Canelo is a brilliant middleweight who's also accurate. He's not just a puncher, he's accurate. Here's the one thing I'll say about Khan. I don't think I've ever seen him outboxed. He did get outpointed by Lamont Peterson, but I thought that was kind of a funny, controversial scorecard.
Yeah, that was a
it was
different
a
one.
split decision, and I thought on my scorecard, Amir Khan won that fight. There was some funky hometown officiating
Yeah, that was
in that
in
fight.
his backyard.
It
right?
was in Washington, D.C. Good memory, man.
Now, how about this one? Young fighter Shakur Stevenson taking on
Christopher Diaz. Wow.
That's a step up.
That's a fight. And kudos. He only has 10 fights under his belt, and he's still growing. He's still maturing as a man. Having said that, the kid's talent is undeniable.
Yeah.
I favor him, but I think it's going to be a tough fight.
Why, if you're Shakur's corner, take that? Because I know in Top Rank articles I read today.
He's ready to be ranked.
Is that what it is?
He looks at Teofimo Lopez saying, man, you're no longer a prospect, you're a contender. I want to be a contender too.
Teofimo out there, so that'll be a good card on Saturday night. Sonny Franco ready to bring our third fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the action going once again. Please welcome out of the red corner from Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. Here is Daniel Perales.
Daniel Perales, journeyman. Always a tough out, though.
Yeah, he's a tough guy. I think I called his last fight. He fought a guy named Devon Lee.
Yep.
And Lee was a guy who'd won all his fights by knockout. In fact, I think he was on like a 4 or 5 bout knockout streak, stopping his opponent in the first round. Perales takes him the distance, so that's got to add to his confidence.
Puro cachanilla. Definitely a song from Mexicali.
I think you and Steve Kim called his fight with Hector Tanahara.
Yes,
and
I
I
did.
think he dropped Tanahara in
Yes,
that fight.
he did.
And now please welcome his opponent, making his way to the ring out of the blue corner from Corona, California, Erick, Lopez.
Man, he's got the freeways there.
I like that. I
The
like
91,
the
the 15.
Well, he wants you to know where he's from.
Danny Zamora, that's right. Thanks for the shout out. Troy Williams. Hello, Doug.
What's up, Troy?
Got that sweet year.
I think this is my first time seeing Lopez fight live.
you'll like him.
Yeah, I know he was a decent amateur.
Yeah, you'll like him.
Obviously, he's being well schooled in the gym with Henry Ramirez, his trainer and manager.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the Doubletree Hotel in Ontario, California, Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present the next bout of the evening, scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the welterweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout assured to go the distance are Carla Cais, Fernando Villarreal, and Max DeLuca. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Wayne Hedgepad. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stepped to the ring tonight wearing the black trunks trimmed with white. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 146.9 pounds. As a professional, his record stands 10 victories against 16 defeats with 2 bouts even. 5 of his wins coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico, introducing Daniel Perales. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He stepped in the ring right, wearing the camel trunks trimmed with gold and black. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 145.3 already pounds. As a professional, he enters the ring tonight undefeated. 5 wins with 0 losses. 3 of his victories come to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Corona, California, introducing Luis Lopez. Once again, referee Wayne has been to the final instructions.
Tell the tape, Luis Lopez is the younger man. He's taller by 1 inch, and he's got a significant reach advantage.
Undefeated Luis Lopez, 5-0. Got the camouflage trunks. Daniel Perales with the old school black and white. Beto Duran, Doug Fisher here at the Doubletree in Ontario, our 3rd bout of the night.
Lopez has some fast hands.
Ruben Espinosa tuning in. What's happening? Jamel Herring watching. Bruce Austin watching in Massachusetts.
Doesn't Perales have that look of like the old school Mexican idol? You look at his hair and his face. And I mean, like, I'm not even talking about the 80s and 70s.
No,
I'm talking like the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
You're going Pedro Infante.
Yeah, Enrique Bolanos, Kid Azteca.
Kid Azteca.
That's going way back.
Hey, that's what you do, Doug. That's what you do.
What's the other guy? I'm trying to think of the guy who fought Henry Armstrong.
History lessons with Doug Fisher every Thompson Boxing show.
It'll come to mind. Man, Louis showing some Some upper body movement.
Angel Diaz says, I love when a boxer represents where he's from. Well, the 91 and the 15 freeways, that's Corona.
Yeah.
That's where Louis Lopez is from. Went to Corona Centennial High School, the football powerhouse. Actually played football as a 9th grader. Then realized, hey, for boxing, I got to lose weight, not gain weight. So I got to feature in boxing. Yes, he does, as he's loading up on his punches here in the first.
Perales is one of them dudes. You hit him, he's going to hit you back.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to be overwhelmed by speed or power.
True Boxing, Nacho Zuniga checking in from the Metroplex in Dallas-Fort Worth. Michelada, seafood, boxing on a Friday. And what about that misa meatballs?
Baby Arizmendi. That's the old school Mexican fighter I was trying to think of. Baby Arizmendi.
Jeez, Doug, you're bringing it. Make sure you guys write that down. Arizmendi.
Yeah, look him up, folks. It's worth it. If he's not in the Hall of Fame, he should be.
What about Seferino Garcia?
Oh, yeah. Well, he was from the Philippines. But
Okay.
you know what? Mexicans can claim him. He was a badass.
Yeah, well, Mexicans will claim you.
You know what? Right?
We're claiming Mexicanito.
It sounds Mexican, doesn't it? Seferino Garcia. Now, he was from the Philippines. Filipino star of the 30s.
Jeez.
He popularized the bolo punch, the bolo uppercut.
Andre Barrera says, what about Carlos Baldomir?
Argentina, but yeah, you know what? Perales actually kind of looks like Baldomir. Got that big head.
Yeah, the Mexicans don't claim Argentina.
Yeah, there you
actually,
go.
the Argentinians don't claim anything else.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Francisco Salazar. Hey, what's up, Francisco, the writer extraordinaire?
Hardest working boxing writer in Southern California.
And a teacher, and a soccer coach. What about,
All respect. And a dad.
says, what about Raton Macias?
Yes. Yeah, he was an idol. He was an Olympian, very popular.
Carlos-
Flyweight, bantamweight.
Carlos Carlson checking in. And Carlos, during the main event against Ituarte, we want you to log in with us. Make sure you guys leave us some comments. I know you fought Ituarte before. Y saludos.
Was that Ituarte's last fight?
Yeah. Manchu says, Doug should work for a magazine or something. Nah, man. He'll never do that.
That's good. I like that. One day.
Yeah, Doug's too busy battling the demographic.
There you go. Going on their YouTube channels for 3
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
I need my head examined. I need help.
Thanks, everybody watching. Second round, Louis Lopez.
You know, I thought Lopez had a good first round, but he could settle down a little bit. It looks like he's in a bit of a rush.
Yeah, that's what Henry says. He needs to slow down, and he loves doing that, Doug.
Well, I can tell he gets a rush from the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
When he lets his hands go and he hears the crowd react to it, it gives him an adrenaline rush, and he rides with it. He likes it. That's a nice one, too. I think he should be throwing straight punches down the pipe. I don't think he needs to be in close with this guy.
Rudy Hernandez watching. Is that the Rudy with the Bluetooth?
Rudy's got a stud from Japan who holds the WBO junior lightweight title, getting ready to defend it against Jamel Herring. That's Masayuki Ito.
Okay, Jamel's actually watching right now.
Jamel watches everything.
Yeah, he is.
When that dude's not training, he's online, he's on Twitter, and he's watching live streams. Shout out to Jamel. That's an excellent fight.
Where's that one at?
It's going to be in Florida, I think, May 25.
All right.
It's going to be an excellent fight.
Troy Williams, we go back to Sacramento, end of June. Thompson Boxing going on the road.
Lopez needs to be working the jab right now, controlling that distance. He's the taller man. He has the longer arms. He's got the faster hands. There's no reason to let this guy get close to him. And you could say to yourself, well, Perales doesn't punch hard enough to hurt him, or, Perales can't out-muscle him. But what about clashes of heads?
But it's also you need to work on things too.
Right, exactly. Yeah, see, beautiful. Straight right down the pipe. That's what Lopez needs to do. Work that jab and drop the right hand when he sees the openings, and create the openings with his jab. He can jab to the body. He doesn't have to always load up to the body with power shots.
Juan Manzano, Danny Garcia, or Adrian Granados Saturday night?
I got to ride with Danny Garcia, but Granados is tough on everybody. He's like probably one of the best gatekeepers in boxing right now of any weight class.
That's El Tigre, right?
Yeah, out of Chicago.
Tiger. Some redness in the nose of Luis Lopez.
He's making this harder than it needs to be, and Perales is putting hands on him right now. And here's the thing, Lopez might be breathing heavy because he's been loading up with every shot.
You said that, Doug. He's making it harder for himself than it needs to be.
Absolutely.
A jab always helps. And Perales, he's in this kind of fight every single time. This is nothing new for him.
Yeah, he's used to it.
Chuy Sánchez, saludos. De San Luis Potosí, México lindo y querido. Potosí. 2 in the books. Hey, people are on Granados' side.
Well, I can understand that. Listen, I thought Granados deserved a decision against Adrian Broner. I thought Granados was competitive with Sean Porter. I think maybe that fight was stopped early because of cuts or something like that. Yep. I mean, if you look at who Granados has fought, he's faced everybody, and nobody has had an easy time with him. He's tough and he has underrated boxing ability, but I think Danny Garcia is a little bit underrated. I think people don't like him because he's got that swagger.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of money. Maybe he flaunts it. Maybe he doesn't fight enough. Maybe he talks about business too much. But I don't think any of the elite welterweights, including Errol Spence, has an easy night with Danny Garcia. That's not a popular thing to say. It is what it is.
There will be no Granados slander on this Facebook page.
No, I have the utmost respect for Granados.
Oh yeah.
I like gatekeepers more than I like contenders and prospects and title holders. To me, they're the best.
I have a lot of respect for fighters like Daniel Perales.
Yes, and he's a journeyman.
Yeah.
But he's that journeyman that's actually in there trying. He landed a nice right cross. That was just timing. Perales is now putting pressure on Lopez. Let's see if that pressure adds to any fatigue factor for Lopez.
Norberto Flores in Indianapolis, Indiana. What's happening? Rokas, everybody is an expert, bro. Man, let him be. You got to show you're an expert too. Luis Lopez having a much tougher fight than he expected.
Is there blood from the nose of Lopez?
Yes, there is. It was red last round. Now there's blood.
And he's being pushed back at points in this round, which shows fatigue is catching up to him. But he did that to himself. It wasn't Perales doing it. I mean, Perales added to it by keeping a poker face, by not conceding to that aggression. But it's not like Perales has put a whole lot of physical punishment on Lopez. He's starting to put hands on Lopez now, but Lopez is tired because he's just loading up too much.
And Perales can take those shots.
Yes, he can.
I swear every Mexican that comes from Monterrey has this chin, and they will take a punch to the face like nothing.
Oh, my goodness.
But if Lopez would work some body, a jab would be good, right, Doug?
I think boxing basics would help Lopez out a lot. Because I think it would hold Perales at bay. It would enable him to win the round because he would just outpoint the journeyman, but it also give himself a breather.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's not just going to the basics, the fundamentals, the jab in the right hand and staying on the outside. It's also just learning how to relax. You still have to relax.
And these kind of rounds are something that Henry Ramirez's trainer can go back and look and say, look, this round, boom. Example, you get tape on your fighter.
Yeah, and best believe Ramirez will do that.
Yep.
Yes, he will.
He's got a nice skill set, Luis Lopez.
He does. He's got skill and he's got athleticism, and obviously he has a fighter's mentality.
Yeah. Hey, look, a lot of people, managers, see a fighter like Daniel Perales 10-16-2. They're not going to want to match up their guys. Richard Brewer 4-0 takes on Sergio Ramirez, who's tough, out of Tijuana. That's our next bout. Our co-main, Cool Breeze out of Rancho Cucamonga. He's in the back waiting his turn.
Time to get warmed up.
Yep. Cass Ranslim, Lopez pushing the KO too hard. It'll come. Bill Bone. Lopez might get clipped. Going for the Coro. You know what? That's, as he goes up in levels, you have those opponents. Like Perales doesn't have pop behind.
He doesn't have enough power to do it. Yeah, Perales would have to catch Lopez off balance.
But there's, as he goes up in level, though.
Right.
Aldo Aguilar watching the fights after a long day of work. What's happening, man? Get a beer, get a cocktail, get a squirt, whatever it is. Sit back and watch. We got 2 more after this one.
This has been good work for Lopez.
Yeah. You learn with these tough Mexican journeymen who are here. They're not here to collect just a check. They're here to work. Julius Giuliani, hola! ¿Qué pasó, viejo?
What's up, Julius?
Watching us in South America.
Yeah, that guy's everywhere.
Good follow on Twitter.
Yep, I follow him.
Him and Barbosa box all day long.
I follow Barbosa as well.
Yeah, Barbosa was getting into it with Coppinger on Twitter. You see that?
Oh, no, really? The cop. Uh-oh. Sources say.
He said it was about the Munguia, Hogan, and the cards. And Coppinger went in, and Barbosa was like, hey, no, this is happening. He's like, well, you're going to defend him. You're Mexican. He's like,
ooh,
yeah.
No way. No, he didn't. Boy, boxing Twitter, Wild Wild West, man.
Tequila and Square Monchu. Yes, sabes, man. Rodriguez Caesar. I was about to do my homework, but damn, I have to see these fights. Hey, you know what? I agree with you.
Yeah, homework can wait.
Neno Rodriguez. Man, is this really the Neno watching? You have a Facebook? What up, Neno?
He's a talented fighter right there.
When are you fighting against, Neno? Gavin Ekonomu in Australia. What's happening?
Yeah, you could tell Lopez is a little bit tired. He's feeling it, feeling that burn in the lungs. There's not quite as much snap on his shots now that he had in the first round.
Yep. That's why they start him off at 4 rounds, then going to 6.
You have to work you have to crawl before you can walk before you can run.
Albert Baker, boxing Twitter, not for the faint of heart. Or the smartest, Albert.
That's true.
Erick Mancha, looking forward to see Dutch over May 10th. Omega Products in Corona. If you guys are going, get the tickets now.
Nice 3-punch combination from Lewis, and Lopez added his own sound effects just for good measure.
Guys like Perales, the journeyman, they come in, make it look hard, they get another fight.
Perales was going to the body really well there, getting a warning from the referee, Wayne Hedgepath, to keep him up. Again, I thought they were borderline.
Angel Diaz has to be at work in the morning. I don't care. I got to watch my boxing. Exactly.
Perales is interesting. He'll move around, and then he kind of puts this subtle pressure on his opponent. And it all adds up. Perales in there trying. 3 minutes of all 4 rounds. Yep. And this was really good work for Lopez. And this was great for me to see because I know where Lopez stands as a young prospect. And I see a lot of tools. I see a lot of promise. And I also see some things he needs to work on.
22 years old, Louis Lopez.
He's got time.
Got the tools. Definitely has a good trainer with him. They'll make the adjustments. We're back on Thompson card later on this year. Don't go anywhere. We got Ruben Villa coming up. The Salad Bowl. Prada Salinas will be joining us. Esteban Lopez. Ready for Danny. Hey, D-Mac. D, good job, man. You got a nice fighter there. You got a good kid right there.
Thank you.
Good luck to you, man.
Hey, Don. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, D-Mac.
Talking to Devontae McCowen, who fought in the first bout tonight, walked by us, and I clap for him. You clap for him. You got to pay respects to these young kids.
Hey, that was still the fight of the night.
Yep.
The two young guys who had 0 pro fights between them.
Yep. Ray Fernandez, calm down, man. Brewer is coming up next. We got to build the suspense. Ray, actually, you know what? Why don't you share this right now? Tell everybody that your boy Brewer is fighting next, and then as soon as you do that, we'll bring him in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 exciting rounds of fighting, to the judges' scorecards we go for the official decision. All 3 judges, Carla Caiz, Fernando Villarreal, and Max DeLuca, all see about the same, 36-40, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated from Corona, California, Luis Lopez.
Luis Lopez improves, gets the victory. He's now 6-0 as he's talking with Perales. Give him a good round. Sportsmanship, they'll take the picture together. As Kite will get him eventually. Kite Monroe will eventually take that picture. As we're joined now ringside by Ruben Villa, the man in the middle, looking at the upcoming events. Danny Roman, TJ Doheny. Ruben Villa, Michael Dutchover will be in separate bouts. That'll be Showbox, the next generation, as they step up their young career. Thompson Boxing and Banner Promotions as they May 10th. Also, before that, Sal Sanchez with the Latino Bantamweight title opportunity for the young fighter. So it'll be a good night of boxing at the Omega Products in Corona right off the 15. And joined now by, I don't know when or how this happened, but dude, you don't have a razor?
It's camp, man. I want to look like an animal, so
Yeah.
going through a lot right now, man.
Got the mountain man thing going on.
But you're down in Southern California for camp, right? You're with Robert Garcia out there training?
Yeah, I've been here for a week already and won't be home until after the fight. So
Who are you sparring?
I got a little bit of everyone. There's a lot of different guys in there, and you know, just mixing up with everyone, whatever I could get, the work I can.
Now, May 10 will be your second appearance on Showbox. Can you tell us what the reaction was like in social media and in your community and in the boxing world after your first appearance on Showbox?
Yeah, you know, if anyone in boxing, there's not a lot of boxing in Salinas, so you know, the home, you know, reacted pretty big. Got a lot of more followers, opened up my gym to the public, you know, and
congratulations on that, by the way.
Everything's going good. A lot of kids come into the gym, and you know, hopefully we could get some more boxes up and coming up on the Showtime card too.
Hey, how did it feel while you were fighting your Showbox debut during that 8-rounder on Twitter? There were like Olympians from Clarissa Shields, I think Andre Ward, a lot of, I think maybe Shakur Stevenson, who you know very well from the amateurs. They were all saying, keep an eye on this guy, Ruben. He's got some skills. How did that feel? Did you go back and read all those afterwards?
You know, it felt good, you know, showing my hard work paying off, and we always put in the work. It's just eventually when we were gonna, you know, break out and get more exposure, and that night I did, and I performed well, and they called me back for another one, and you know, we're getting ready pretty good for that.
All right, let me clarify something. He's training at Robert Garcia's gym. His trainer is Max Garcia in Salinas, but he comes down for camp with Robert Garcia. So basically, you go to Robert's gym and you spar everybody there, because in Salinas, nobody wants to touch you.
There's not much boxing down in Salinas, so you know, we have to leave home for a couple of weeks during big fights like this, and prepare ourselves as much as we can.
Hey, I give you credit for doing that, because a lot of guys don't even want to leave to another freeway.
They're
like, oh no, I forgot my mouthpiece. Oh, I don't have a run. Oh, my hands hurt. Oh, all of a sudden, right?
At first, it was kind of hard for me to adjust to it, but I feel like it brings the best out of me. There's no distractions when I'm over here. All I got to worry about is getting ready for my fight, and it's a sacrifice that, you know, we also have to
I was
make.
about to say that. These are
Yeah.
the sacrifices that a young prospect has to make to graduate
Yeah.
to contender status.
Yeah, and I always understood that, so, you know, anything that'll help me in my career, you know, we're going to take that advantage.
Well, we love you, Ruben. We're fans of yours. And as I tell many guys, your goal as your boxing career is you don't want me announcing your fight.
Yeah.
You want Barry Tompkins,
Yeah.
Raul
Yes.
Marquez, and Steve Farhood. That's what you're going to have on
Yeah.
Showbox May 10th. Your social media is
RV4 on Instagram and Twitter.
for Salinas, the Salad Bowl repping, and Sonny Franco inside the ring.
My style, you can say I'm relaxed in the ring. I take my time, try to break the opponent down. From there, if the knockout comes, I'll take advantage of it. I gotta give my best performance. Every fight, I gotta improve. I gotta do better than my last fight. That's always try to do better. I always try to become the best fighter. Fight back home, and especially this big arena against not just any fight, against TJ Duhaney. So unification bout, so what can I ask? So I gotta give it all. Doesn't matter where I fight, my mentality is go out there and give it the best.
World Championship Boxing is back in the City of Angels with the return of the Superflies. April 26th at the famed LA Forum. Srisaket Sorlung Visai versus Juan Francisco Estrada in a rematch of their 2018 war. LA's Danny Roman faces off against Ireland's TJ Doheny in a world title unification. Jesse Vargas and Humberto Soto collide in an all-Mexican showdown. Plus, Scott Quigg, Anthony Sims Jr., and LA's teenage sensation Diego Pacheco. Tickets start at just $30 and can be purchased by visiting Ticketmaster.com.
That'll be next Friday, Inglewood, California.
His opponent out of the blue corner from Rancho Cucamonga, California, here is Richard Brewer.
Watts featuring Young Jeezy, the remix. Put it on for my city. That's what Richard Brewer Jr. is coming into. Henry Ramirez's third fighter of the night.
Hey, Henry's a busy man tonight.
Henry goes in, changes shirts, walks right back out. Because he has a different shirt for anything. Got a chance to meet his mother, Lynn, earlier in the night. Came over and told us how amazing Thompson Boxing broadcast is. Couldn't disagree with her.
Really nice, really nice lady. Really nice lady.
Yep. Sonny Franco, bring him in.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Doubletree Hotel in Ontario, California, Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present the co-main event of the evening, scheduled for 4 rounds of action in the super middleweight division. At ringside, your 3 judges scoring the bout, should it go the distance, are Carla Cais, Fernando Villarreal, and Max DeLuca. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Tony Krebs. Fight fans, here we go. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stepped to the ringside wearing the white trunks trimmed with gold. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 163.3 pounds. As a professional, he has 11 fights to his credit, including 6 victories against 5 defeats. All 6 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight from Baja California, Tijuana, Mexico, introducing Sergio the Phoenix Ramirez. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He steps in the ringside wearing the white trunks with gold. When he steps onto the scale, he went in officially at 156.7 solid pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring undefeated. 4 wins with 0 losses. 2 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Rancho Cucamonga, California, introducing Richard Brewer. Once again, your referee in charge, Tony Krebs, to give the final instructions.
Tony Krebs, third man of the ring. Look at the tail of the tape for our co-feature tonight, Doug Fisher.
Yeah, Brewer is 6 years younger. He is 4 inches taller. Their reach is equal.
Beth Duran, Doug Fisher, and you. This is scheduled for 4 rounds, our co-feature tonight. As we are underway, they're both wearing white with some gold, and Brewer comes out aggressive right away with the white boots. He sells a lot of tickets. He's from Rancho Cucamonga. Doing it right in front of Mr. Ken Thompson,
And
founder of Thompson Boxing.
Yeah, he has the look of a fan favorite. He has the style of a fan favorite.
Up in the 951, very strong. Y saludos a todos que están mirando en Tijuana, amigo del Phoenix. Ramírez, ¿por qué le dicen el Phoenix?
I don't think Brewer had an extensive amateur career, and he's only 20, but he's more mature than his years,
Yeah,
and his experience would suggest.
Started boxing at the age of 12 with Henry. Not that many amateur bouts. He'd go to some of the tournaments. Started taking it more serious as a teenager.
But you see the variety in his punches, the variety in his jab, the fact that he doesn't overcommit.
Yeah.
That he's not loading up with every shot. Keeps his poise. And that's a good thing for someone who's just 20 years old in his 5th pro bout.
My man Francisco Salazar says Ramirez weighed 132 pounds when he fought Dutch over last year. When 30 pounds less for Brewer.
Yeah, all you have to do is look at that gut hanging over the belt line of his trunks. Lets you know that Ramirez is not a natural middleweight.
Nope.
And I would argue that Brewer probably isn't a middleweight. If he weighed in at 156 and change, and he's just 20 years old.
47?
Yeah, well, no, that's probably going down too far, but he can get down to junior middleweight, 154 pounds.
Okay.
And he would probably be just as strong, maybe a little bit faster and sharper at that weight.
Joel Surratt, saludos, pero ¿qué es Avenue Phoenix? ¿Qué es eso?
What I like about Brewer is he's so focused.
Yeah. Good kid. You look at his Instagram, all about boxing.
He's always looking for his opponent to make a mistake, and he's always taking his opponent's measures, trying to figure out his opponent's style and rhythm so he can punch between his opponent's punches or anticipate his opponent's next punch and counter him even before he lets that punch go.
Rokas, I know what a Phoenix is, but I'm wondering why they call him that.
Maybe he just used to live there and then moved back to TJ. Said, Arizona's not for me. I'm leaving Phoenix and going back to TJ.
Man, you never know. His name might really be Phoenix.
Yeah, right.
World Championship Boxing is back in the City of Angels with the return of the Superflies. April 26th at the famed LA Forum. Srisaket Sorong Visai versus Juan Francisco Estrada in a rematch of their 2018 war. LA's Danny Roman faces off against Ireland's TJ Doheny in a world title unification. Jesse Vargas and Humberto Soto collide in an all-Mexican showdown. Plus, Scott Quigg, Anthony Sims Jr., and LA's teenage sensation Diego Pacheco. Tickets start at just $30 and can be purchased by visiting Ticketmaster.com.
Henry Ramirez in the corner. Richard Brewer Jr. Cool Breeze, the nickname. And I see you guys debating commentary, boxing commentary on the Facebook. Doug and I are going to sit this one out, but we do appreciate the compliments. Let's just tell you this, that Doug, I'll speak for myself, and I'm pretty sure you agree, that whenever we go into a fight, we've never been told an agenda. We've never been told what we should be talking about.
And we wouldn't listen to that anyways.
Exactly. Instant Boxing Pump for the Forum show next Friday. Danny Roman, who we know very well, is TJ Doheny, Soar, and Estrada. Doug's backyard of Inglewood.
Yeah, those highlights we saw of that show, that's an indication of the kind of matchups we're getting next Friday. I mean, with Sorong Visai and Estrada, that rematch, that's the best versus the best. That's high-quality stuff. That won't just be blood and guts. That's going to be elite-level boxing. It really will. And Roman Doheny, that might steal the show.
Hector Partida lets us know that Ramirez also does MMA. He goes from MMA to boxing.
I read that. I think that's what his background was. It's not like he was an amateur boxer. He was an MMA fighter who switched to boxing. And you've seen him fight at lightweight.
Yeah.
He was more aggressive as a lightweight, obviously, right? You know, I look at his record. He's won all 6 of his bouts by knockout. So I guess at one point he was more of a slugger. Yep. Somebody in there swinging.
And I'll tell you why he moved from MMA to boxing. Because there's money in boxing. Simple as that. Having worked MMA shows and seeing what some of the purses are, you can realize why this guy's going to fight as a boxer. Saludos a Jose Monchis. Gracias por el apoyo. Albert Baker wants to promote Under the Hand Wraps. And by the way, one of the best features out there on YouTube. I don't know why a promoter doesn't just hire you exclusively, Albert, to do the work you do with those drones. Great job as always. Go and check out Under the Hand Wraps.
Under the Hand Wraps.
Mark Abrams, great article in Ring Magazine on Ruben, Doug.
Yes, yeah, he was our New Faces feature for a recent magazine. And shout out to Mark Abrams, Philly's finest right there. You could tell Brewer is a thinking fighter, as he doesn't do the same thing over and over again. He's constantly changing things up. trying to find the right combination to land on his opponent's sweet spot.
That's the difference between the previous fighter, Louis Lopez, who is coming out slugging wide, going for the knockout every single time.
Right.
Same amount of fights.
Yeah, and
just
I
with
don't.
different disciplines.
Yeah, it's a different temperament, and I don't want to knock Lopez's enthusiasm because you want to see that, but you don't want to see that enthusiasm work against a developing prospect.
Okay. You shouldn't be bleeding against a journeyman.
Well, yeah. A journeyman
If you're
who's
doing
not-
things right.
Yeah, a journeyman who's not known for his power.
Saludos a Mexicali, Team Venado Lopez. Second round done. Mark Abrams says, thanks, Doug.
Well, Mark's the man. He's been around forever.
And who is he, for the people who don't know?
He's a publicist, but he's done our job. He's done some commentary. In fact, one of the best fights I've ever seen live, it involved Juan Francisco Estrada. It was basically his American debut and his entree into the world-class scene. He fought Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez at the Sports Arena.
Oh, I remember that
it was,
show.
It was a junior flyweight title bout. It was underneath Brian Valoria versus Tyson Marquez.
Yeah, and that was a bout that was on a station nobody had ever heard of. Like,
the Wealth Network.
The Wealth Network.
Something like that. And Mark was part of the commentary team along with Larry Holmes, the
Really?
great former heavyweight champ. Absolutely, man. A lot of fun.
Doug, does Ring Magazine have any promos going on right now for subscriptions?
Does it?
Man, just pay the money, bro.
Just pay it. It's worth it.
You get
Go
Doug.
to ringtv.com. Click on subscribe. You get the digital edition, and you get the print edition.
Oh, that's where you get the digital.
Yeah. If you want just the digital, you can get that. And that's good for folks overseas because sometimes it takes a while for these magazines to travel to Australia, you know.
Mark Abrams, what a card on Well TV, yeah. It was the first time because my Nicaraguan friends were telling me, hey, there's a guy we gonna go see. I'm like, wait, Chocolatito?
Chocolatito.
And they're like, no, it's going to be a great fight. I just wanted because I want to go see Brian Valoria, having known Brian.
Right. Brian was in a good fight, too. That was two co-main events that really delivered.
Albert Baker says, Mark Abrams has one of the best email distributions in the business.
He does.
Mark, promote it then, if it is. So I can write it down so I can sign myself up. Larry Holmes commentating, that must have been good.
Yeah, Larry kept yelling out, I know this game! I know this game! He would say, like, okay, it looks like a fighter's getting ready to land a right cross, and a fighter landed a right cross. He'd be like, I told you! I know this game! It's hilarious.
I guess that's why Larry doesn't do many fights.
He doesn't do a lot of fights, but it was great to see him interact with the fans
Oh,
after
yeah.
the show.
Good shot landed by Brewer.
And LA fans had a lot of love for Larry.
Yeah, I'll say, as much as I rip on boxing fans for being crazy at times and delusional, they respect the fighters.
Well, especially the folks who actually pay
Yeah.
for a ticket to be there. You
Yeah.
know, folks online and in comment sections, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
some of
they're-
them are mentally ill, but yeah, you're right. For the most part, boxing fans are, I mean, they're
Loyal,
they're true
they're
blue
dedicated.
loyal, absolutely.
I mean-
Dedicated, that's a good word.
You could see, I mean, a Mexican guy who with 27-10, and they'll still be taking pictures with people.
That's true.
Good body
That's
shots.
that's a real boxing fan who can appreciate all levels of
Yeah.
fighter.
I mean, you still hear the stories of people. My dad took me to the Olympic, and I saw so-and-so, or the stories at the Forum, the Great Western Forum.
I like Brewer is mixing it up to the head and the body. Pretty much just doing single power shots, not putting together power punch combinations. And I think the way Brewer is, he likes to try to dissect his opponent, break him down.
Yeah.
I saw some interviews where he's saying, you know, it's fair to say that he had the highlight knockout of the first show of this year.
Yeah.
And he was telling people, I don't want to fall in love with my power or go out and look for that highlight knockout every time I fight. And that's a good mindset.
Not every fight ends up on Instagram.
Right.
Our main event, getting ready. Erick Ituarte Going up against journeyman Jose Estrella, and Estrella is always a tough out. Over Hector Lopez in the back. Main event coming up next. We got sold out DoubleTree in Ontario. Standing room only as I look around.
Save the fourth is final round.
Angel Diaz, Ring Magazine is the best, a yearly subscriber. Got my Madonna magazine autographed by Chino and Robert Garcia.
Oh, that's great.
In Chicago. Appreciate you, Angel Diaz.
Thank you for the kind words.
Now tell a friend.
Or two.
Fourth and final round. Richard Brewer looks like he's trying to step on the gas here against Sergio Ramirez.
Ramirez has shown some tenacity and a tough chin.
I'm not trying to make a joke, but I wonder if these are the trunks that Ramirez wears at 135.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. I think bigger trunks would have served him.
Yeah. I
think you're right.
Because it was trouble finding an opponent for Brewer this week. Two other opponents fell out. And Ramirez got the call and said, yeah, I'll jump in. And when you're on that third call, you know, you can ask a little bit more money.
That's true.
Because guys like Brewer, they want to have him fight because Brewer sold over 100 tickets.
Exactly, and he needs to be active. He's just 20 years old. He wants to finish this year with like 8 fights. Yep. You know what I mean? As long as he's healthy, fight to fight. He wants to climb that ladder.
Yep. I think they're going to move him up to 6 rounds pretty soon.
I think so. But anybody like looking at somebody like Ramirez and saying like, oh man, like, you know, why even put him in there with somebody like this? I tell you what, go to BoxRec and go to the record of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and see who he fought in his 5th pro bout. The guy named Kiko Rodriguez, whose record was 9-9-2. And a lot of people say that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the best ever.
51-0.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I don't agree with that, but here's the thing. Mayweather was an elite amateur boxer. He was an Olympic bronze medalist. You know, came up in a boxing family. Like literally knew how to throw combinations before he could walk steady, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even he had a developmental period.
It takes a
when
while.
he first turned pro, so you shouldn't expect these young guys who had just a handful of amateur bouts to be fighting King Kong in their 5th and 6th pro bouts.
Albert Baker, yeah, I'll take the fight. Yeah, I got trunks.
Yep.
Francisco Salazar, those are the trunks he got knocked out by Dechover.
Oh, gosh.
Hey,
so they're not his lucky trunks.
No. And that'll do it. 4 rounds. Good round. Good work experience for Richard Brewer Jr. for Cool Breeze.
Just my 2nd time seeing
like
Brewer
him.
fight live. Yeah, and so the first time we saw him, we saw the power, we saw the timing and accuracy, and a highlight reel knockout. The second time, we see the discipline. We see the technique. We see the boxing ability.
And he's a guy who I think when he gets to the 8-round level, those rounds, he could chop down somebody, work at it.
That's his temperament, is dissect his opponent. I can tell you that.
Hey, Henry, you like Brewer tonight? You like the way Brewer looked? He's all right? The first round? So Henry's telling us that Brewer got hit in the back of the head in the second. He was a little dizzy.
And that's the kind of thing that we as commentators miss. That's something that Even referees miss. Certainly fans will miss
Yeah.
it because it looks like an inconsequential punch. But even like a grazing shot to the back of the head can sometimes throw a fighter's equilibrium off or make them feel sick to their stomach. And, you know.
But that's also
You
something that
you got to learn how to deal with, right?
learn how to deal with as you progress in rounds.
That's right.
Oh, Doug, you opened up a Mayweather now.
Oh, okay. I'll throw Bernard. I'll bring up Bernard Hopkins, one of my favorite fighters, a fighter who I do think is an all-time great. Bernard Hopkins fought a guy named Jovin Mercado in his 5th pro bout. Mercado's record was 1-1, and Hopkins was a mature fighter. That fight, if you go to YouTube and type in Bernard Hopkins' 5th fight, that fight is on YouTube. It's excellent.
Sonny Franco, he's always excellent.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, to the judges' scorecards we go for the official decision. All 3 judges, Carla Caiz, Fernando Villarreal, and Max DeLuca all see about the same. 36-40, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still undefeated from Rancho Cucamonga, California, Richard Brewer. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome inside the ring to present the winners with their awards. From MDM Scapes, please welcome Eddie Kewen and Alex Mata. From Lennar Homes, please welcome Ryan Cajon, Canyon Cajon, James Fitch, and Riley Fitch. And from Thompson, Philippines, Orange, please welcome Mr. Oscar Gallego.
I want to get Brewer's mom. She's like right there. Yeah. Yeah, so Richard Brewer, his mom.
That's a proud mom.
Yeah, we're trying to get a shot of the mom.
She's
right
standing
there.
right by the one of the judges and a camera guy.
She's trying to get a shot of her son. There's Lynn.
Yeah.
There you go. Get that picture, Lynn, of your son who's turning 21 very soon.
That's important.
Standing next to Carla Caiz, very emotional. She says she gets nervous. She just caught the camera
Yeah,
again.
yeah, we put the spotlight on her.
Yeah, we got it.
Now
Lynn.
she's embarrassed.
Yeah.
But she shouldn't be.
But she came over to us before the fight, told us that she loves the commentary, watches the fights, and thanks us for the nice words that we say about her son. But hey, he's the one doing the work.
Yeah.
And
she did a good job as a parent because he's really got it together. He's got his act together outside of the ring.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to see. And he has a younger sister who's 11, his young baby sister. So it's a family affair. A lot of tickets sold. And it's just real cool. I want to get that moment there because she's been trying to get the right picture, but there were so many people blocking her.
You see the emotion in her face. That was pretty. I want to call it an easy night for Brewer.
Yeah.
It's never easy in boxing, but it's not like it was a physically grueling or punishing fight. But she's still worried the whole time. You know, anything can happen in that ring. So.
All right, now you open up the B-Hop Dougie. All right.
Okay.
Ryan Schuler, B-Hop lost his pro debut. That shows you how amazing his career was after.
What a career.
Aldo Aguilar. Sorry, Doug. Which fight was it for Bernard on YouTube? Which fight against who?
5th fight.
His 5th fight.
Yeah, the name of his opponent, the last name was Mercado.
All right, Hopkins Mercado. That's what you want to check out. Mercado was that Ecuadorian that was whipping B-Hop?
Oh, that's Segundo Mercado. That was his first title shot.
Okay,
and it ended in a draw. But just put in Bernard Hopkins' 5th fight
there it is.
on YouTube, and it comes up.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight there was a fighter that was going to make his way back to the ring. He pulled out, unfortunately, due to an injury that was not his fault. And he was on.
Let's take a quick break as we get ready for our main event. And keep the comments coming. I got some good ones coming your way.
World Championship Boxing is back in the City of Angels with the return of the Superflies. April 26th at the famed LA Forum. Srisaket Sorlung Visai versus Juan Francisco Estrada in a rematch of their 2018 war. LA's Danny Roman faces off against Ireland's TJ Doheny in a world title unification. Jesse Vargas and Humberto Soto collide in an all-Mexican showdown. Plus, Scott Quigg, Anthony Sims Jr., and LA's teenage sensation Diego Pacheco. Tickets start at just $30 and can be purchased by visiting Ticketmaster.com. World Championship Boxing is back in the City of Angels with the return of the Superflies. April 26th at the famed LA Forum. Srisaket Sorlung Visai versus Juan Francisco Estrada in a rematch of their 2018 war. LA's Danny Roman faces off against Ireland's TJ Doheny in a world title unification. Jesse Vargas and Humberto Soto collide in an all-Mexican showdown. Plus, Scott Quigg, Anthony Sims Jr., and LA's teenage sensation Diego Pacheco. Tickets start at just $30 and can be purchased by visiting Ticketmaster.com.
Pues he hecho una buena preparación.
My preparation for this fight has been great. It's been 6 to 7 weeks. I've done a lot of road work, a lot of sparring, really great training for all that time, and I am ready to showcase myself and show what I'm made of.
Pues
I've seen Erick Ituarte, but not as much. I've seen a couple of videos. I know he's a very tough opponent for me. But I'm not really concerned about what he can do inside the ring. I know that he's a fighter that is going to come and exchange with me, and that's going to be perfect for my style. My intention is to come and conquer this fight and conquer him and be able to be victorious.
Mi apodo comenzó empezando a trabajar en una beauty supply en Tijuana.
The reason why they call me Hollywood is because I used to work at a beauty supply place that used to be called Hollywood in Tijuana, Mexico. And I worked there for a long time, 4 to 5 years. So my co-workers, knowing that I was a boxer, gave me that nickname, and then the people on the fights also started to know me as that. And since Hollywood and Star, which is the translation for my last name, go together, then it just was a perfect fit.
Bueno, pues que no se pierdan mi pelea esta noche por la página de Thompson Promotion.
I want to tell all the fans that watch this fight tonight on ThompsonBoxingPromotions.com, and I want to thank the promoter, Thompson Boxing, for having me here again in one of their shows. It's a real moment. It's a moment that fills me with pride, and I just want to make sure that I can show the fans and the promoter what I'm made of.
Last year I had an injury in my lower back. I was training in strength and condition, and I was lifting a lot of weight, so I hurt my back. And I went to the doctor, we took an MRI, and we had a little big injury in my lower back, so we decided to take some time out of the training and out of boxing so we can recover. I went to therapy for like 3 months, and I was started feeling better, so I decided to going back to the gym, so see how how my back feels. So yeah, it feels better. So I decided to come back. The doctor told me that I shouldn't stop training, shouldn't stop fighting. So, but I did decide not. So got a lot of dreams, and I think working hard and keep dreaming and working, we can get our dreams. Camp was long, like for 7-8 weeks ago, but after training, I started training since the years start. I mean the years 2019. So I feel great. I feel great. My way, I cut my way the right way. So I feel ready. I went to spar with a lot of great fighters in Riverside. Here in my gym with my team. Well, I feel excited. If everything goes well in my next fight, this fight, I want to fight Oscar Valdez. I think I deserve the opportunity to fight for a world title. My dream is to become a world title, and I think I'm ready. And definitely I want to fight him. I want to fight Oscar Valdez. I want to tell my fans and people that are watching that I'm going to give my everything in this fight. I'm gonna give my best and expect fireworks in this fight, and they're gonna enjoy the fight.
Okay, my fans, let's get the action going for the final time tonight. Please welcome out of the red corner from Baja California, Tijuana, Mexico, here is Jose Hollywood Estrella.
Tijuana's own Hollywood Estrella coming into Saboloso's Cadillacs. El Matador. You ever seen a movie called Gross Point Blank?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's where you'll hear this song. And you know, by the way, you guys that are talking on the Facebook about Mayweather's career and everything else, good job, man. Keeping it professional, keeping it entertaining. Talking about Floyd's toughest fight was Castillo.
I was there, 2002.
Yep.
First fight. The second fight wasn't a walk in the park. People act like he just had his way with Castillo in the rematch.
And now please welcome his opponent, making his way to the ring out of the blue corner from Santa Ana, California, Erick, the All-American boy, Ituarte.
I remember once upon a time, Roberto Duran was the only boxer who had a beard.
Right?
Now it's like 35%.
It's 2019, Doug.
Yeah.
Everybody has some kind of scruff.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not out of control. It's not too bushy.
All right, am I wrong about this? Wasn't a John Ruiz fight where they made him shave?
Yes.
The Quiet Man, right?
Yeah, you could do that. I think in Nevada, there's a rule on the how much beard you can have because some trainers say, well, it's like padding or whatever.
Yeah.
And others worry about, like in the clinches, like a scruffy beard scratching their fighter.
Manchu, yes, it is a thing.
You guys still need that chair?
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the DoubleTree Hotel in Ontario, California, Thompson Boxing Promotions is proud to present the feature attraction, as this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Executive Officer Andy Foster, Chairman John Caravelli, Timekeeper Willie Ariola, ringside positions Kelly Tucker and Andre Guerrero. At ringside, your three judges scoring the bout should it go the distance are Carla Cais, Fernando Villarreal, and Max DeLuca. And the man in charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Wayne Hedgepad. 10 rounds of action in the featherweight division. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the DoubleTree Hotel in Ontario, California, where battles are fought and champions are made, ladies and gentlemen, let the battles begin! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He stepped in the ring tonight wearing the gray trunks with black. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 125.7 pounds. As a professional, his record stands 20 victories against 15 defeats with one about even. 14 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, de Baja California, Tijuana, Mexico, introducing Jose Hollywood Estrella. And introducing his opponent, fighting across the ring out of the blue corner. He steps in the ring tonight wearing the white trunks with silver. When he stepped onto the scale, he went officially at 125.3 solid pounds. As a professional, he has 22 fights to his credit, including 20 victories against one defeat with one about even. 3 of his victories coming to you by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, from Santa Ana, California, introducing Erick, the All-American boy, Ituarte. Once again, the referee in charge, Wayne Hedgepad, to give the final instructions.
Okay, the trunks are good here. You got your instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself. Touch him up coming out the gut.
Wayne Hedgepath, the third man in the ring for our main event. Let's look at the tail of the tape in this one, Doug.
Ituarte is 5 years younger at 24. He is 3 inches taller. Actually, more than 3 inches taller. Guys, he's 5 inches taller, and he has the reach advantage in this fight.
Beto Duran, Doug Fisher, and you. 10 rounds of action coming your way. Our main event tonight. Erick Ituarte, 21-1, but only 3 KOs. He gives you the distance. Jose Estrella, Hollywood Estrella, 20-15-1, but he has fought some big names. He's gone up against up-and-comers in Diego De Loya, Manny Robles, Christopher Diaz, Oscar Negrete, Miguel Mariaga, Carlos Carlson, and he lost by KO in all of them. He will take a fight on wherever you need that typical tough Tijuana attitude.
He fought an Irish standout named Jamie Conlon, took him the distance and gave him a really good fight. Also fought Luis Neri when Neri was a 12-0 prospect in Mexico. Neri went on to win a bantamweight world title and is still a top-rated bantamweight. And I would say Estrella's probably at his best. Estrella was probably at his best as a 118-pounder.
Doug Fisher will be keeping score for this fight, the main event. Unofficial, of course.
Very unofficial.
Brenda Flores, right? Baby shark. Well, tiene que se espera la niña. Erick Ituarte, born in Durango, Mexico. That's why you see on the back of his trunk, Durango. Grew up in Southern California. TKO boxing with Hector Lopez. I keep trying to say Henry Ramirez, who's
we've seen him so much this season.
3 times. And if you see on the back, right above the Durango sign, those little holes, or it looks like holes, they're the suction cups. He got that cupping done for his lower back.
Process to help the back, huh?
Ituarte suffered back spasm and had a back injury last year. A sideliner for almost 11 months.
Oh, I see them now.
Yeah, so he got it done earlier this week. Earlier this week. The cupping lasted a couple of days. It looked like big hickeys, basically.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a bruise.
Yeah, I get it done on my neck. It's I think it helps. It could be a placebo, but
it does something like it
helps.
It draws out like the lactic acid and the toxins and all that.
It helps your blood circulate, and
I see.
Ituarte has lower back issues that are gonna. He's gonna have to deal with it. Had to go to therapy, continues to go to therapy, and lower back issues don't help with a boxer because
not at all.
You need to run, right?
You need to run, but also when you're in the ring, you need to twist and torque your body. You need to have upper body movement. You gotta have a healthy back. You gotta have a healthy core in boxers.
All right, let's see what they're saying on Facebook. Doug, how about a blast from the past? Panchito Bojado.
Yeah, he was one of those could-have-beens. You know what? I wasn't as high as everybody else was. I wasn't as high on Bojado as our good friend Steve Kim was. Bojado, to me, he was an amateur standout. He had a lot of natural ability. One of the best natural fighters I've ever seen, but he was so young. The spotlight got turned on him when he was 17 years old. He turned pro at 17.
Yeah.
And his pro debut wasn't supposed to be televised, but a fight fell out. I think Jeff Lacey lost an opponent on Showtime. Bojado stepped in. He dazzled everybody, and then the pressure was on. Like, Mexican fans were ready for that next Mexican star, and they anointed him before he was ready. He couldn't handle it. He wasn't mature enough mentally or emotionally to handle it.
Ryan Schuler checking in from Youngstown here. Go Penguins, Youngstown State.
Somebody checking in from Youngstown, Ohio?
Yeah, Ryan Schuler.
Right on. That's an old fight town.
Yeah, boom, boom. Salvador Garcia, Mr. Boxing Guru, you are now a podcast host and somebody who is endorsing boxers with Adidas. How about you get some better commentary than this, man? There's no need for these hacky troll comments. Like, be better, be professional, man.
These fighters are talking to each other a little bit.
Yeah, they are, right?
Yeah, Estrella's looking at him like, yeah, that was a nice combination, but I'm still here.
You see the back of Estrella's trunk says Hollywood Supply. That's why he has the nickname Hollywood. He works at Hollywood Beauty Supply in Tijuana, his major sponsor. So he uses that nickname, Hollywood. Estrella is his last name. That's why he has 2 star tattoos on the back. Albert Baker says, I remember watching Jesse James Leja ending that train.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think Leja beat him in like his, I don't know, 38th birthday or something.
Yeah.
It was his birthday. And Leja was considered past his prime and finished. Maybe he was older than that even. I'm not sure. But yeah, Bajado had a lot of starts and stops. He had a lot of potential. The guy could take a punch. He could deliver a punch. He could do some things in the ring that nobody taught him. He could do some amazing. He was that kind of talent. He wasn't like the greatest athlete out there. Obviously, he wasn't the most dedicated cat out there. But he just, there was, you know, he could pick things up easily in the gym. He could spar against just anybody and then step in there against almost top flight opposition and at least give them a run for their money just based on his natural ability.
So after Rubio beat Bojado, he wasn't the same?
Yeah, Rubio's the guy that busted the bubble, exposed him, so to speak.
Glenda Gonzalez, what about Paul Spadafora?
Yeah, he's good. He was out of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
He's a nice southpaw technician. I would say a bit of an overachiever, as a matter of fact.
Yep.
Didn't have much in the way of natural talent or athleticism, but he learned his craft really well. You know, his toughest thing was he was kind of crazy outside of
yeah, he was. He ended up in jail, right?
Oh, yeah, more than once. More than once. Nice guy if you meet him. You know, I think he's got it together. He's had it together in the last couple of years.
That's good to
I
hear.
think his thing is just staying sober. As long as he can do that, everything else falls in place. Yeah. I wanted to see Floyd Mayweather fight Spadafora at lightweight and Leo Duran and a couple other lightweights. Actually, the lightweights I wanted to see Mayweather fight was the Cuban, Joel Casamayor, and the guy from Brazil, Acelino Freitas, and it never happened. Should have happened at 130, if you ask me.
Oppo Freitas.
Remember him?
Yeah. Brazilian. Thanks for everybody checking in on the Facebook. Why don't you type in where you're at? I see San Diego, I see Tijuana. Let me know where you guys are watching. And before you come in with your weak jokes, they're not that funny. Now you guys are talking about Salvador Sanchez.
How'd they get to Sal Sanchez?
They're just talking. Denver, Colorado checking in. Albert Baker says Freitas and Barrios.
Oh, what a fight that was. Barrios is one of those crazy guys, too.
Toño Diaz checking in. What's up, Toño?
Tono, man, one of the most underrated action fighters of the last 20 years. Diaz was in some wars. Oh, my God. Too many to mention.
I don't think he gets enough due.
No, he doesn't. I mean, and he was in there with Mickey Ward. He beat Mickey Ward, Ivan Robinson. I mean, it was peak Shane Mosley who beat him in a WBC welterweight title fight. That was Mosley's first fight after upsetting Oscar De La Hoya.
That was in New York, right?
Yeah, I was there in the theater. Hey, Estrella's landing some shots here.
Andre Barrera checking in from San Antonio, Texas.
Trying to think, he fought a guy, it's Hector Quiros. The first fight between Hector Quiros and Antonio Diaz was salacious. It was fire.
Coach Jerry Arias, Titan Edge Athletics. He's in Long Beach running right now, listening to us.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Appreciate that.
That's kind of old school. He's not watching, he's listening.
Yeah,
nice.
He trains Dutch over Ruben Torres. Albert Baker in San Pedro, of course, at Busy Bees.
Well, Estrella has stepped up his aggression and the tempo of this fight. And Ituarte is answering back. I've got Ituarte winning the first 2 rounds, and it looks like Estrella is trying to make something happen here, trying to stem that momentum.
Ooh.
Nice two-piece that Ituarte landed.
Angel Diaz watching in Chicago. For the third round of action, scheduled for 10, Erick Ituarte.
Shouts out to all of Chi-Town.
Yeah. Good fight town. They like the boxing.
Really,
there.
absolutely.
There just hasn't been any boxing there.
It's too bad because it's an untapped market. I had heard through the grapevine that Alexander Usyk was going to make his heavyweight debut in Chicago,
Really?
and I was looking forward to that. I was thinking about going out to that, but then they switched it to Maryland. But I heard that Chicago has the largest Ukrainian population, so that's a target city and market for both Usyk and Vasily Lomachenko. So maybe one day Lomachenko defends the lightweight title there.
I did one fight in Chicago. Crowd came out pretty nice.
Yeah.
But it was a Ronnie Rios, Andrew Gancio fight in Chicago.
They've got every ethnic demographic
Oh,
here.
yeah.
They have Mexicans, they got Puerto Ricans, African Americans,
Whatever
they got
you
the
need.
Eastern Europeans. It's ripe for boxing. Polish, of course.
Yeah. But you would think Granados, who's fighting Danny Garcia.
It seems like, Garcia from Philly, Granados from Chi-Town, it seems like it doesn't belong in California. But listen, if they put on a great fight, if it's blood and guts, then it does belong in Carson, California. But if not, that fight probably belonged in Chicago or somewhere in the Northeast. Hey, this has turned into a nice little scrap. Ituarte is one of those guys, he's a technician, but he answers back.
Martin Bernal in Orange, California. Jose Monchis brings up, Diaz against Cañonero Quiroz. What a fight.
Cañonero, yeah. He used to train at the gym that I used to work out at, LA Boxing Club.
Okay.
Not the fastest cat out there, not the most athletic, but man, he could punch.
Got the work done.
Oh, he could punch. One of those Mexican fighters where the punches are slow and he still knocks guys out. It's like, wow, how'd you do that? Where was the velocity? Somebody told me, oh, that's spirit strength.
Spirit.
Somebody told me that was spirit strength. That's Aztec. I was like, okay.
Hey, Rich Murata checking in.
What's up, Rich?
I worked that fight in Chicago with Rich Murata on Fox Sports. Speaking of Gancio and Ronnie Rios.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Rich did the broadcast, or at least the international broadcast, of a lot of Antonio Diaz fights, including that Hector Quiroz fight. That was a top-ranked pay-per-view. It might have been an Oscar De La Hoya undercard or something like that.
Rich says, I love the sidebar conversation on Panchito Bojado. We were all high on him one time.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I remember Miguel Cotto fought at Staples Center, somebody's undercard. Maybe when Roy Jones Jr. fought, who the heck did Roy Jones Jr.? It was 2001. Roy Jones Jr. fought a guy who passed away, Julio Gonzalez, light heavyweight, Mexican light heavyweight, yeah. Out of Orange County.
Huntington Beach, right?
That's right, yeah.
Julio
Cesar Gonzalez.
Yeah, when I used to work the Johnny Ortiz show, late great Johnny Ortiz radio show he had, the Downey Flash, we would have Julio on the show.
Oh, really?
And we used to play James Taylor, me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Down by the schoolyard.
Yeah.
Nice, very good. Yeah, or Simon and Garfunkel. Yeah.
I mean, Simon and Garfunkel. That's
that was both. I think they both have versions of that.
And he was like down by the, and I was like, wait a minute. All right, cool.
Yeah. So I think Cotto was in his 5th or 6th pro bout on that undercard, and Todd DeBuff from Top Rank came by press row and said, "What do you guys think of Cotto?" And everyone like, Bojado kills him. Bojado's gonna kill him, because I think they'd fought as amateurs.
Yes.
And that was the fight. Everybody was saying that was going to be a super fight one day in Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Bojado didn't make it there. And I will say this. I was one of the few people on press row. Maybe I was just trying to make Todd feel good about himself, because Todd looked a little butthurt. I said, I think he's good. I see potential in this Cotto guy. But Cotto actually didn't look that impressive that night. And a lot of folks, at least here in Southern California, were saying, hey, Bojado, he's the guy with the talent. Ooh, nice uppercut by Ituarte.
There you go. Estrella smiles.
Yeah, Ituarte is good. He could throw a right uppercut and then turn it into a right cross. His problem, he just doesn't get the leverage behind those punches. And guess what? If he has a bad back, he really can't.
And Rich, thanks for watching. And if you're watching for the first time, here's what we do. We have boxing conversations we don't necessarily do the play-by-play of everything because you're watching it.
You guys know what's going on.
You know what's going on.
These are educated fight fans.
Yeah, we go into the sidebars, and we have a encyclopedia with Doug. We're going to take advantage of it. Christian Gary's watching us in Galveston, Texas.
Ooh, Galveston.
Home of
Little Arthur, Jack Johnson, a.k.a. the Galveston Giant. Iconic African-American prize fighter. One of the greatest boxers of all time.
Jason Coffet, we normally don't talk about the fights, bro. It's not that we don't. It's just.
Do you really want us to?
It's we know that you're at home watching, and why don't you just have a conversation with us?
Are you uncomfortable with us not calling the play-by-play? Because we could do that.
Yeah,
I mean, blow by blow.
I mean, when the things get heated up and good, we'll get there.
It's not bad. I scored round 3 for Estrella.
Yeah.
In case anyone cares.
This is look. We try to do something different. It's 2019. We engage with the fans. You're watching it, and because you're watching it, we're working it.
And I think it's okay to go off the script.
Yes.
I think that's where a lot of network producers fall down, is everyone's trying to be like everybody else. It's the same boxing format, and it's good to mix it up. It's good to kind of let things be free flow.
And tell me you don't get excited that I said your name. Come on.
Yeah. We're talking to you.
Yeah. So Jason Kofod, who's in Antarctica, here's your shout-out.
Antarctica, for real?
No, he's joking.
Oh, okay.
See, he's being a smart-ass.
All right,
and we call him up.
smart-ass. I believed it for a second.
Abe Valencia, who's watching in Japan, but he's really from Santa Ana.
You know who these people are.
Yeah. Aldo Aguilar, I remember watching Solo Boxeo on Telefutura. So, look, we try to do something different and engage with you, man. Jair Nava, what's up? Simple as that.
Estrella's in this fight.
Yes, he is.
Oh! Hey, they just exchanged big right hands. I don't know who got the worst of it, but I'm looking at the left eye of Ituarte, and it looks like he's been tagged a few times. It looks like there's some swelling.
Yeah, it's the swelling on the left eye of Ituarte. As we start commentating about the fight.
That's because it's heating up. That was a sneaky left that Estrella landed.
If you want us to commentate your fight, step it up.
They're exchanging nice here in round 5.
Yes, they are going after it.
Hey, we did the commentary when Estrella fought Diego De La Hoya and Oscar Negrete. Were those both at Belasco?
Yes.
So that was you, me, and Steve Kim?
Yep. And
they were fun fights.
Yeah, Estrella does that. He comes in. He'll fight at 22 or 26. And he'll come in and he'll do whatever you want.
I seem to remember against Diego De La Hoya, Estrella almost being knocked out of the ropes.
Yes.
Like right in front of us. That's what I remember.
Because Estrella he'll open himself up because he'll get down on cards and he'll get desperate. How about this one, Doug, from Glenda Gonzalez? Solo Boxeo, El Norteño Villa against Roger Ngawa.
Rogers Matagua.
Yeah.
And who was Rogers' opponent?
There was a guy named Norteño Villa.
Oh, yeah.
Thomas Villa.
Yeah, Thomas, that was a war. Oh, my God. Matagua was in some crazy fights. He had a crazy one with Juanma Lopez, too. That was insane.
Yeah, the one with Juanma was
He almost had Juanma out in that last round. Good Lord.
I kept hearing about
that. Was like 10 years ago. Time flies. Well, Solo Boxeo, what a series that was. They went every week, right?
Yeah,
every Friday except for Good Friday and what? There was one other weekend that they didn't go, but other than that, even close to Christmas, they were on.
It was Bernardo Osuna and Ricardo Celis.
Celis, yeah.
And they were probably in somebody's ranch somewhere in McAllen, Texas.
They could be anywhere. Yeah, they could be anywhere.
I'm surprised they even had a production truck. As Ituarte finally going to the body as his trainer Hector Lopez wanted him to do early on in the round. Some swelling from the left eye of Estrella. Got some blood on his trunks, his gray trunks.
Estrella is the guy, he's smaller. He's been through the ringer, but that experience is allowing him to hang with Ituarte. Ituarte is not having his way in this fight.
Jose Zamora says, I'm in Madrid, Spain with Peter Petrov. No, you're not, because Petrov was at Tiny Edge Gym yesterday working out. Villa was from Midland, Texas. And of course, Jerry Dutchover checks in. Hello, Mr. Dutchover.
In a world title unification. Tickets start at just $30 and can be purchased by visiting Ticketmaster.com.
On Instagram, #ThompsonBoxing.
Martin Bernal, hey guys, can we have a little less commentating on the fight and more attention on us? You got it. Hey Valencia, I'm really in Japan. Okay, where and why? Who are you hiding from?
And you're on the Facebook. That's
yeah, I'm
where
on
you're
the
getting
Facebook.
These comments, yeah. I should get off Twitter. You like my scorecard?
Ituarte, 49-46.
Let me tell you something. The 5th round was really competitive. I wouldn't be shocked if one of the 3 official judges scored that for Estrella. I wouldn't be shocked.
Jose Monchis, I think you said I like the commentary, no favoritism, but I only talk about the A side. I'm talking about both guys.
Yeah, we're
Pero
talking
es en
about
Spanish.
both
Pero
guys.
me gustan los comentaristas, no favoritismo. These de la zona nomás están con el A side.
They think we're not giving Estrella
no,
his
I
due?
got it. Because I had to translate it in my head. I like these commentaries. He's talking about a different broadcast that they only talk about the A side.
Oh, okay.
No, Monchis, aquí hablamos de todos, hasta los feos.
So I've got the Facebook page on my phone now. Where do you see the comments?
Right here, you'll see. Go to comments.
I just
Doug.
click comments.
Click comments and boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not that I need the distraction. I don't multitask as well as you and Steve Kim
Man, we
do.
do this. It's a 6th round, scheduled for 10. Erick Ituarte got the red gloves on. Hollywood Estrella always coming in. Oh, people are excited that you're in the Facebook now, Doug. As Guru continues with his hacky jokes. Surround sound here at the DoubleTree, sold out. Our next bout for Thompson Boxing will be May 10th. Corona, California, Omega Products. And if you guys want to hear great stories, the Let's Go Ricky Roll podcast with Ricky Romero, former baseball player, big boxing fan, and me. Go and check it out. You heard guys talk about boxing, talk about sports.
You know what? May 10 will be my first time being at one of those Corona shows.
There you go.
I've heard about him for years. Seen him on TV a few times. Never been able to be there.
Our main event, Ricky Rowe. Estrella in the gray.
Estrella's in this fight.
Yep. Ituarte back in the ring for the first time in 11 months.
You can see there's ring rust.
Yeah.
Too. You really can.
As Brenda Flores, ay pegadito te ves bien, Estrella. She's saying, you look good when you're in close. There's no need for you to be at the distance. As look at Doug's scorecard. You got to write down the rope. And you're right, May 10th, Ruben Torres, Ruben Villa, Michael Dutchover, Sal Sanchez will all be on the card. As it'll be right off the 15 freeway. And Dutchover and Ruben Villa will be on Showbox. So you'll have Barry Tompkins,
Hall of Famer right there, Steve Farhood,
and Olympian Raul Marquez.
Yep, 1992.
Yeah.
And I think Raul Marquez is one of the more underrated former boxer turned commentators.
It's good. His kids are fighting now.
Yeah,
one of them's a pro.
They're amateurs. Oh yeah, one of them did turn pro.
One's a pro.
That's right.
Let him out, let him out.
We're 7th round of action.
Got somebody asking, do you think Fury versus Wilder 2 will happen? Probably not this year.
Oh, Doug's in the comment section. You guys better step it up. He sees what you're writing.
Got a battle of right hands with Ituarte and Estrella.
Yeah, I've heard Marquez's kid's pretty good. The oldest one, he's undefeated. Brought along nicely. And he has another son in the amateurs. Cutman I. Sanchez, Hola de Puerto Rico. Steve Kim will say, Wepa! Oh, then you must have loved the Toto talk and Juanma talk. As Estrella in the gray, starting to pick it up a little bit. Neither of these fighters have that punching power. Even though Estrella got 14 KOs, a lot of those with the Rancho Grande bar early on in his career.
Yeah, and at bantamweight.
Yeah, at bantam, exactly.
Maybe Ituarte is staying in the pocket a little bit longer than he needs to.
Wayne Hedgeman telling him no holding, get out of there.
Oh, nice. Well-timed right cross landed by Ituarte. Estrella ran right into it, but he also walked right through it.
Looks like he's shaking off some of that ring rock, Ituarte. Back problems, no matter what age you are. You got to fight through it. But imagine being a fighter and having to deal with back issues.
He had to deal with it during his last fight, correct?
Yeah.
He was having spasms during the fight.
Yes, he did.
There's a famous fight, I think the first fight between Muhammad Ali and Floyd Patterson. And Patterson's back went out during that fight. And he lasted as long as he could with it, but they eventually had to stop the fight.
Hey,
ooh, now that was low.
Yeah, that was in Ensenada.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
That's real.
Yep.
That wasn't borderline. That was a real low blow.
No. I want to close the border there. As his corner telling him, take your time, take your time. And now.
Walk it off.
Walk it off.
Yeah.
And Thompson Boxing Apparel, go to the Thompson Boxing website. You can check it out. Or come to a fight, man. Wyatt here. Paige Moreno watching in Sacramento. What's happening? Thompson Boxing will be in Sacramento end of June. Let's see some highlights from the round. There it is.
Yeah. It was almost looked like it was going to be a clash of heads.
Yeah, that might have been in Cabo. That was real stuff.
Yeah. Ituarte knew it landed low as soon as it hit.
Yep.
As soon as it touched cup.
Lopillo Rivera jamming. Hey, DJ's been working tonight. Our main event here. Thanks to everybody watching, enjoying, getting involved. Wow, Doug, how about this one from Angel Diaz? Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe.
If the fight would have happened, who would have won and why? I'm going to go with Lennox Lewis. I think he had a mental edge going in there. I mean, I just think character-wise, he was a little more solid than Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe may be the better natural talent, but Lennox Lewis was, I mean, just as good, technically speaking. Plus, he had the Olympic finals victory over Riddick Bowe, the 1988 Olympic finals, and he stopped Riddick Bowe in there. So I think he had like a mental edge going into that fight. And you have to ask yourself, Why did Riddick Bowe's people have Riddick Bowe abdicate that WBC title? They threw away the WBC title not to fight, so they wouldn't have to fight Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis knocked out Razor Ruddock in 2 rounds to become the mandatory challenger for that WBC title. And Riddick Bowe was like, screw that, I've got 2 other belts and a $100 million contract with HBO. Doesn't matter who I fight.
Where else are you going to get feedback from Doug Fisher? You ask a question, you get it. Nowhere else but here on Thompson Unboxing. We're in the 8th round, and Erick Ituarte has a lot on the horizon if he gets through tonight, Doug, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he could be a hand-picked opponent for Oscar Valdez.
126-pound WBO champion. Ituarte was ranked number 5 in the WBO last year, but because of inactivity was taken out. Win tonight could get him back in there.
Yeah, you know what? A stay busy fight for Oscar Valdez could be the opportunity of a lifetime for Erick Ituarte. But Ituarte's got to get going here against Estrella. Shouldn't be this competitive. And I understand there's 11 months of ring rust that he's had to work off. And I have him winning round after round, but there's some of these rounds that I think are closer than they should be.
Yeah. Carlos Barragan, I believe that's the House of Boxing down in San Diego. It's an old school boxing gym. Hello to you.
Well, shouts out to the House of Boxing.
Yeah. They're going to mythical matchups now, Doug.
I love mythical matchups.
Triple G, Kelly Pavlik.
Oh, wow. Goodness gracious. Man, I don't know.
Ryan Schuler goes with Kelly in a war.
Yeah, I can see Kelly's a giant.
Yeah, he's huge now.
I mean,
he's swole.
So you know how big he was as a middleweight.
Yeah.
And he could really punch. I have no idea what that matchup.
Good one.
2 great guys, by the way.
8th round winding down.
Oh, well-timed right hand. Very nice.
Best punch of the night for Ituarte at the end.
Ituarte punching on the fly, as the old-timers would say.
Championship Boxing is back April 26th at the LA Forum. Srisakat Sorong Visai versus Mexico's Juan Francisco Estrada. Plus LA's Danny Roman in a world title unification. Tickets start at just $30 and can be purchased by visiting Ticketmaster.com.
Angel Diaz, Doug, goes a mythical matchup. How about Mayweather, Paul Williams?
Oh, man. That's a weird matchup. I mean, listen, Mayweather, in a pound-for-pound sense, is so much better than Paul Williams. But had they fought at welterweight, Paul Williams was like 6'3", with the wingspan of a cruiserweight, and he was a volume puncher, and he could take a great punch. I mean, he didn't get knocked out until he stepped up to middleweight and got a perfect shot from Sergio Martinez. I got to go with Williams. I just think I don't think Mayweather can hurt him or keep him off him. I think he just smothers Mayweather for 12 rounds, outworks him. I mean, it would be ugly. I gotta go. No, I gotta go with the Punisher. I gotta go with Paul Williams.
Hey, Christian Gary, appreciate your comment. That's what we do. Last year when Thompson Boxing decided to start doing a Facebook page, they gave me and Steve King the leeway to do whatever we want, and we said, let's just do something where we involve the fans.
It was smart.
If you're watching on Facebook, that means you're a hardcore fan. If you're watching a club show on a Friday night in Ontario, you are beyond hardcore. And we've decided to engage with the fans, and this is what we do, and it continues to grow, and we keep doing it because of you guys. We appreciate you doing it. And why a boxing promoter wouldn't even show any of their fights, even just go on Instagram Live, do something. Ed Estrella says, Duran, Alexis Arguello.
Estrella's, he needs a warning for those rabbit punches. He's been doing that all night, throwing right hands to the back of Ituarte's head, and that's really dangerous. And he doesn't need to do that. Estrella's having a pretty good round here. Ituarte's trying to employ some lateral movement, and Estrella's taking that as a sign of weakness, and he's stepping up his pressure and his aggression.
Good right hand from Ituarte.
He's running into right hands too, but they're not hurting him.
Yeah, Ituarte doesn't have power behind that right hand. You see, Ituarte will mix it up with you, as will Estrella.
Oh, well-timed right hand.
Best one of the night for Ituarte.
And it didn't land with tremendous impact, but he dropped it at the right time, and he caught Estrella halfway off balance. So Estrella takes a step back. That looks good for the judges.
Yep. But that's the thing with Hollywood in the gray. Look, he keeps on walking towards you. He keeps going with you.
And one or two of the judges might credit Estrella for this aggression.
Especially the angle where they might be.
Exactly. Ituarte's had some nice combinations, though.
Estrella. Taurino Ortiz, Arre Hollywood. What's happening? Aldo Aguilar, what's happening? How you doing? Andre Barrera, I think the Punisher wins that fight as well.
Right? I'm not just Mayweather hating, right, folks? I mean, I'm just talking about styles. You got a guy who can average 120 punches a round, and he's a giant. He was a guy who was able to go up in weight and be a top 10 contender at middleweight, top 5 contender at middleweight. I just don't see how Mayweather keeps him off him.
All right, real quick, Doug, from Ryan Schuler, who's a good fan in Youngstown. Pacquiao Valero at 135.
My man, Ibn Valero, I think he knocks out Pacquiao.
All right, Angel Diaz.
That would have been like a shootout, though, like a Hagler-Hearns type fight, though.
Erick Morales, Juan Manuel Marquez.
I'll go with Juan Manuel Marquez, but we would see the boxing side of Erick Morales, and he would surprise a lot of people. It'd be a really close fight.
So sorry for asking, but I just want your guys' great opinions. All the opinions are Doug, and thank you very much for everybody bringing them. 10th round, we'll go right to it. Erick Ituarte in the white. And let's look at Doug's unofficial scorecard.
I couldn't decide in that 9th round. I actually thought Ituarte boxed nicely, landed some nice right hands. They didn't have tremendous impact, however, and Estrella was the aggressor for the entire 3 minutes, so I had it an even round.
Estrella, this is what he does. The last round, he always comes at you.
I appreciate that. Empty the tank.
And he's still talking is the Tijuana fighter, Jose Estrella.
Estrella's not intimidated. I honestly think Estrella needs a harder warning for those rabbit punches.
Yeah.
That's a dangerous punch. And he's doing it on purpose. It's blatant. It's not like Ituarte is missing with the punch and turning halfway around.
It happened
and then
after the
catching
low blow.
Right. He's doing it on purpose. That's wrong.
And they're yelling at Estrella's corner. It's the last round. Another thing with Ituarte in the white, he's been going backwards most of the night. You never know what judge might think of that and give the credit to Estrella.
Yeah. Ituarte is good at setting traps. He is good at running Estrella into his punches.
The 11-month layoff, couldn't train because of the back issues, the spasms, went to see specialists, icing, chiropractor, massages, acupuncture, cupping. Whatever he could do to get into the gym. His trainer was telling me after a couple of sparring sessions, he had to take days off. Couldn't go to the gym the following days.
Yeah, Ituarte's got his timing now, as he's running Estrella into almost every right hand and then stepping neatly out of the way.
It's also Ituarte's first time going 10 rounds.
That's true. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, he's gone 8 rounds a number of times, but never 10 rounds. So uncharted territory, and I think he's boxing well.
Yeah, 24-year-old repping TKO Boxing Club in Santana.
I think Ituarte is winning this 10th round handily. He's boxing really well.
Fight winding down. 10 seconds to go. Competitive fight between Erick Ituarte and Jose Estrella. And Ituarte comes back to the ring in almost a year layoff. Solid out. As they go the distance, they hug it out in the middle of the ring. Sportsmanship between the two.
This was really good for Ituarte. I mean, if he had any ring rust, he knocked it off tonight.
Yeah, good work. Good work. That's what Estrella does. Comes in, makes it competitive, makes you work for it. And in Doug's unofficial card, he has Ituarte winning 99-92. Thanks for those of you that are leaving the Facebook right now, but because you saw Doug's card, we appreciate you guys. Right now, take a chance to say thank you to Joe Pahar, also California, who's playing hurt, coming off of shoulder surgery. Mr. Ken Thompson, Alice Campanova, Sonny Franco, the ring announcer, the camera crew, the 5 kids, or what we got? What, 3 kids working the cameras, bring you the top quality work. Appreciate you, Munchie. Now take care. We'll see you May 10th. That'll be the next Thompson Boxing Show, May 10th.
That's going to be a lot of fun. We get to wear polos.
Yeah.
I don't have to mess with a tie. I get the feeling that Ituarte would have been okay going 12 rounds tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been a challenge, but I think he could have done it. I think he would have welcomed that challenge.
Brenda Flores, tú sabes que en el 118 no hay dinero ahí. Al 22 o 26. Y Ituarte pesó 125.3, no 133.
Hey, Ryan agreed with my Valero prediction.
Oh, yeah.
So he's sticking around.
Yeah. Sonny Franco.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 exciting rounds of action, to the judges' scorecards we go for the official decision. Carla Caiz and Fernando Villarreal both sit about 89-100. Max DeLuca sees it 92-98. All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. From Santa Ana, California, Erick, the All-American boy, Ituarte.
Erick Ituarte gets his 21st victory.
2 judges had it a shutout. Yep. Max DeLuca saw it just like me. So I think Max DeLuca is the best. I think he's a good judge.
Yep. As Ituarte shakes hands with Ken Thompson. So our next bout for Thompson Boxing will be May 10th. And if you missed it tonight, make sure you go to the Thompson Boxing YouTube page. You can check out all the details, the schedule. Go to thompsonboxing.com and follow the Thompson Boxing social media pages on Twitter, Instagram, and on the Facebook. Obviously, you're doing that now. And we'll take care of everything for you. Wins for Chris Crowley, Oscar Torres, Luis Lopez, Richard Brewer, and Erick Ituarte. Fun night, Doug.
Yeah, and congratulations to all the fighters, the winners and the losers.
So for my partner, Doug Fisher, I'm Beto Duran. Thank you for watching at Thompson Boxing. We'll see you May 10th. It'll be a split show. You'll have Thompson Boxing on the Facebook, and then afterwards, you'll have the show box. We'll see you May 10th in Corona.
World Championship Boxing is back in the City of Angels with the return of the Superflies. April 26th at the famed LA Forum. Srisaket Sorong Visai versus Juan Francisco Estrada in a rematch of their 2018 war. LA's Danny Roman faces off against Ireland's TJ Doheny in a world title unification. Jesse Vargas and Humberto Soto collide in an all-Mexican showdown. Plus, Scott Quigg, Anthony Sims Jr., and LA's teenage sensation Diego Pacheco. Tickets start at just $30 and can be purchased by visiting Ticketmaster.com.